Good morning, everyone. My own Boontog. Good afternoon. Good evening. Did you like that, John? I was experimenting this morning. I was like, I'll see if I can whip something together real quick on an intro. Just the first couple minutes while people are joining, things to get set up and connected. I figured to try to throw something together, and I don't think I'm going to use that footage at all. So, yeah, hope you guys enjoyed that. That was fun. I'm still experimenting too with StreamYard and how it works and getting all that going. So, yes, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Should This message was up here. I'm suspecting this was from yesterday. But John's saying you should do another channel, Carefree Cribs, where you go to other people's homes and show them off. That's awesome. I love it. They get great idea. Great idea. What are some other channel ideas? What are some other channel ideas, Joe? Crazy Chris. Uh, Dean, good morning. My own Boonton, good evening there. How's this new time working for you, brother? Probably a little bit better. You maybe get to sleep a little bit earlier. Man, we've had a great couple of days here, man. We've met a ton of people. Man, shout out to Benny, shout out to Jay, and of course my buddies here, Gary and Jing and Scott. Just everyone's great. Yeah, just man, it's just been incredible. One of the reasons why I started this channel was to, kind of build a community here. I didn't know anybody, right? Moved to a foreign country, don't know a soul, and it's really just kind of amazing to see this kind of happen. We rented a V-Hire yesterday. All of us went up and did a bunch of stuff. So with that said, if you guys are part of I started a Facebook group. Now I don't really do a ton on it, but I'm getting there. And my idea is to do kind of a lot of things that we did yesterday through that group. So consider joining that Carefree Chris group, and then I post a lot of stuff. Like I posted the trip on there. So if you're not already, and also too, with that messenger, it's a really great way to interact as well. So trying to consolidate the messages, as well as down the road, we're going to really utilize that group to coordinate events and stuff like that here in Cebu. So yes, good morning, everyone. Good morning, Cully. Good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you're at. JP, what's up, brother? Yes, the drone. Really been fun exploring with the drone, man. I've got some footage I'm really excited about. We were on this little island. What was it called? Tulong? Yeah, Tulong Island up in Comodas. Really, really great footage there with the drone. So, yeah, finally, really, I feel like I'm getting out and using that drone more and more, which has been exciting for me too. So, yes, that thumbnail made me spill my water. I forgot about the thumbnail. Oh, dude, that was so funny. Oh man, I like to joke around. I really do. I like to be silly. I'm also, I can also be pretty serious, right? But I like to joke as much as I can. I like to laugh. I like to play. So yeah, that's an example of that. That thumbnail is great. Oh, thanks, John. Yeah, I appreciate it, man. Yeah, just like I said, there was footage I'm probably not going to use, and I thought I'd try to see if how that would work on this software. So I'm just kind of exploring with it. So, but thank you, I appreciate it. Where was that drone shot? So that drone shot was in on Comodos Island on what was that, Dono Lake, Lake Danao. So yeah, just a lake there, right in the middle of Comodos. Really beautiful scene. We loved it. We spent a whole day out there, Joe and I, and also a buddy Scott. He came out and joined us on the island, and yeah, just a really cool scene. I think, yeah, the video I posted already. Yeah, it's got when we're hiking around the trail. That's that lake. I didn't use any of the that footage in that video. In hindsight, I kind of wish I maybe put in pieces of it, but that's where that's at. Yeah, really, yeah, neat lake. It's got a zip line shooting over that lake, and yeah, a couple of other things. Nice little some eateries and picnic area, and it's pretty cheap to get in there too. So if you're out on Comodos, that's something to go check out. The music, software. I know, but hey, that wasn't in the video though, brother. That wasn't in the video, and if you noticed, I have not put any in there because I am the same with you. I just, man, music, it really changes the video. Like it really changes it. So I'm very hesitant to, um, add anything like that. So I'm just being careful around that. So, but I hear you. Just that intro though, not in my videos. Hey, good morning. Good morning. How's it going? Being the different channel called Carefree Ribs, where you show us your workout. Yes, I'm so nocturnal, so I don't. All right, good, good, good. Yeah, my workouts have been struggling a little bit. We had a mild accomplishment when we were on the road there in Comotus. We did go for a run just once, but ideally we probably would have went 2 to 3 times. So yeah, the exercise has been lagging a little bit. Something I'm need to kind of get refocused on, and we're getting there. We're getting there. Hey, Manny, how's it going, brother? Yeah, thank you again for yesterday. Had a great time. Yeah, yeah, I really appreciate you putting that together. What a great, it was just so fun to be out with a group of people and just kind of cruising up the hill and seeing the sights up there. So really appreciate it, man. Good morning, everyone. Just says Joe. Yes, my own Boontog from Latania, Joe. Too funny. Yes, good morning. Yeah, we're doing good here. We've had a busy week with Komotus and getting back and then resituated, and that's the other thing I'm still trying to work on is getting my workflow while I'm kind of on the road, because usually when I get back it's just really busy trying to put everything together. But ideally there are two where I just kind of improve that workflow. Maybe I can work on stuff an hour or two, because the sun sets at 6 o'clock every night. So maybe just doing a little bit of work that way when I get back, it's not just kind of craziness for that time. But anyways, yeah, we've been rocking and rolling. We're not sure quite what's next. We've got a couple trips up in the air that we're looking at. Probably Mole Bowl. Definitely, we've been trying to get to Bohol and Sikihor, Dumaguete. Also, those places are places we've been trying to hit for a while now. Mike and Janet. Yes, they have a place in Cebu City, Solinia, if I spell it correctly. Do I know this building, Rory? I know that building very, very well. And I know Mike and Janet. Yeah, we're like neighbors. Yeah, they're great. It's really been fun connecting with them. Really, Janet's so quiet and sweet, and Mike, of course, is Mike, and character. But yeah, no, they're great. They're right up here. We actually share a parking spot, which was phenomenal because I was paying, 5,000 a month for my parking spot. So yeah, I know right where they're at. Those guys are great. Yeah, there's quite a few folks here where we're at. This condo here, it's first of all, it's just massive, right? As far as what they're building the fourth tower now. So there's 4 towers, lots of units, and it's really just ideally located in the Cebu Business Park, right across the Ayala Mall. I mean, you just walk right across the street and you're there. So yeah, it's a real ideal location. I invite anyone who's looking to come out here to check out the Solinia units if you want. They're just really great. And IT Park too. We're just talking about this with another gentleman, Jay, who was with us. So shout out to you too, brother. Just a good kid, man. Oh man, this guy is just rocking. I think he's been here a week and has already got everything set up. But anyways, though, the business park and the IT park areas are really great for us to kind of start off. And IT park in particular too is another great area where I think if you're a little bit younger or looking for that nightlife, IT park is it. Business park's a little quieter, but yeah, no, you're right on with the building. So love it here, love it. Our lease is up in December. Not quite sure what we're going to do after December. Several ideas around it, but definitely deep in that inquiry right now as far as what's next, where we want to go, that kind of deal. So yeah. Yes, my own Boontog. ¿Cómo está? What are you planning to travel next? Yeah, talked a little bit about that, Philip. We've been trying to hit Bohol for a while now, so that's definitely high up there. Sikihor is right there, and then also Dumaguete. Like I said, we're becoming close friends with Mike and Janet, so a trip down there and meeting some of the folks down there. I mean, that would be great. I haven't been to Dumaguete yet, so those three really stand out. We have a buddy, a really good friend of ours, that we've met through the channel, a guy named Scott. He's actually going to be renting a car, and so he's going to have that car for the month, I think, and then just drive it all through the island of Cebu. So that also opens up some stuff for us, like trips to Mobile and things like that, simply because it's hard for us for Joe and I to be on the bike together. So that really opens up some travel things as well. And, we can dump gear and stuff in his car and then really just tour all over Cebu. So that's another travel option, honestly, that probably will happen. And I haven't been to Mobile yet. I've been mainly northern Cebu, been up to Bintayan Island and stuff like that, but I really haven't been southern Cebu. So Osla, Mobile, whatever call it, those falls that are down there. So yeah, so I would say that's kind of what'll be coming up here real soon. Definitely before the end of the year. Yeah, I'd say before the end of the year. Hopefully Bohol, hopefully Siquijor, Dumaguete, Mobile, and southern Cebu. So a lot going on travel wise. Really, I kind of need to slow down, right? I don't need to do it all in a couple months. Yeah. Mm. Hey, buddy, going shopping for lasagna ingredients today. All right. Gosh, I miss lasagna. Hey to Joe, let me know when you're free. Oh, okay. Yeah, Darren. Yeah, we do. We're around, man. Yeah, we're uh we're around. Let us know. Yeah, use the so I mean, yeah, I don't think we're already talking. So, use that use the Facebook group, Carefree Chris. I have a Facebook, so use that and then you can message me on there and that's a great way to interact. But yeah, if you're in town, let's meet up. What was that? 2 days ago, we had like back to back. We had like 3 or 4 meetings back to back to back. I think Joe and I had like 4 cups of coffee by 3 o'clock from meeting everyone at coffee shops. But it's been fun. I mean, we both love it. It's one of the reasons why I make the channel is to make those friends and connections. And I'll be honest, man, everyone I've met so far, just just great people. And we're all here for the same reason. We're all here to have create a better life. And so it's just really great connecting with everybody. Yeah, man, that was so awesome, dude. So awesome. Yeah, really, really appreciate it. It was really fun. And yeah, same. Let's connect up later. You know what? We should plan on doing a dinner tonight. I really want to try that Korean place again down in IT Park. If you're down, I'll email Scott and Gary and Jing and the rest of the group, see if everyone wants to go down. So yeah, thanks, brother. That was fun. If you're strapped for ideas, walk and talk shows off nature in the city must maybe fun. Also ask locals about expat related stuff, nightlife videos, maybe game night with you and Joe. Okay, yeah. Walk and talk shows of nature. Yeah, so that video that we did on the trail, man. Both Joe and I love the outdoors, love the mountains. So I can definitely see walk and talk stuff, especially with a 360 camera, walking out in nature. I actually really enjoyed that a lot. That was great. Doing some more drone stuff. There's just so much to shoot here, really. I feel but yeah, and getting the locals more involved. I feel when I look at other YouTube channels too, and I look at what makes them really successful, it's their interactions with the locals, like Jonathan and a couple of those other guys. So I definitely want to add a little bit of that in there as well, is when it's good. And I'm also really concerned about things being natural. I don't want to come off as super scripted. So as long as things are natural and flowing, I wanna add in whatever I can, right? But thanks, brother. I appreciate that. Give the live, yes, give the live streams a like. Thank you, Dean. Appreciate it, brother. Yeah, how hard is it to work around power supply issues when you travel as a vlogger? I haven't had any power issues, honestly. I've had the X3 camera, so most of my stuff I'll shoot really quick. Like I don't let the camera roll for like hours, right? I mean, maybe like 15 minutes or so I'll let it roll. So I've got an extra battery. So I haven't had power issues with the camera. The microphones that I have, the DJI mics, dude, you could record for like 8 hours on a single charge. So those are really good. Yeah, none of my stuff really has power issues. My drone, I've got 3 batteries for my drone, and each battery is probably maybe a half hour, 45 minutes of flight time. So my actually filming of stuff isn't super long where I have battery issues with my equipment. My phone actually is probably the biggest kind of battery issue that I have with my equipment, just keeping that charged and stuff like that. But yeah, JP, I haven't had any issues at all. When I've also been on the road, like brownouts and stuff like that. If you're asking more about that kind of stuff, I haven't. I think when we got to Commodus, there was a brownout, but yeah, I haven't noticed any problems like that either. But keeping my stuff charged really hasn't been an issue. Um, yeah, and it's just I think it's the nature of the filming, and a lot of my stuff is pretty short. Like like I said, maybe I'll film 5-10 minute max, and then I'll go ahead and cut it off. And because the other part of that too, JP, is I try to. Man, I've learned this early on. If I've got like a 45 minutes of film, man, that is a lot of stuff to go through and edit, right? It's just, man, it's a ton. And not only that, I got to edit it twice. I got to edit it with the Insta360 software. Then I got to go through and edit it back in Filmora when I'm cutting out, the gap. So I really try when I'm have the camera on and rolling to be kind of like this. I try not to have a lot of gaps in my speaking. I try to keep it rolling. So that kind of deal. But yeah, that's a great question though, brother. I appreciate that. Yes. Joe the Latanya. Yes. Mike. Okay. I missed the beginning. Joe, please stay. Let's have your. Yes, she's here. You missed the beginning. You have to rewatch the beginning, Mike. I did a what do you call? I added some drone footage with some cheesy music. Beginning was good, but Joe's here. She's on the couch. She's actually eating her breakfast right now. So yeah, she is here. Yes. If not great, you're in the hot seat. Yes. Yeah. No, she's right here. She's throwing down her breakfast real quick, and then I think yeah, she's got her makeup on and everything. She's got a big smile on her face though. She's doing good. She's doing really good. Yeah. Oh, too funny. Okay, let's see. James says there is an Xbot YouTube group in Duma. Okay. Is there one in Cebu? Not really. No, there's a little bit. We should create one in Cebu. There are a ton of bloggers here. Ton of bloggers. Ton of them. And I just met regular guy, right? I met Scotty Boy. He's in town for a little bit. And I think he's eyeballing Cebu as well. When I chatted with him, he said he said he just put out the video about his towns and had Cebu City down. But one of his saying, which I think is pretty interesting, the reason why he didn't like Cebu is because he was staying out maybe like in Lapu-Lapu, or he was staying in some other areas where he had to travel a lot to get to like IT Park or the business park. So that's guys, I think that's really key, and it was noted. Should just be, if you could be in these areas where the action is at, and you could avoid taking cabs and stuff, it makes a big difference. But yeah, there isn't quite an expat community or a YouTube group yet, but I would suspect there could be one. The ones I met are great. It was at Calvin Roach meet and greet. I can't remember when that was, probably 4 or 5 months ago, and I met a ton of bloggers there. So yeah, no, that's a great idea, James, because it's fun chatting with people who are doing it, and just to kind of pick their brain, see if you can get like workflow and the sense of what they're up to. So I met with John Sulo. I met with a ton of folks here who are bloggers, but not all of them. Yeah. And the expat, the YouTube groups in Duma, they're pretty dispersed now, though. From what I understand, they don't really get together as much as they used to. And P wasn't a part of that group. I mean, not because she kind of does her own thing, but it was mainly Paul and Mike and what's that, Mark, a bunch of guys like that. So yeah, but nothing here in Cebu City yet that I'm aware of, that I'm invited to. I'm still small time, so there might be one and I just don't know about it. Sam's asking, when did you get a motorcycle license? Just need a bit of info since we're planning to rent one next year when we're there. Can we meet you and Joe? Yeah, definitely meet us. Let us know. Reach out. Like, the Facebook group is really great. I think there is a link to it in the on my about. They changed YouTube changed the banner page on our screen where we can't put links, I think, in the banner, but it's still there. There's a link to the Facebook group, so join that. That's a great way to reach out to us and chat with us. So yes, definitely we can meet there, and then or meet in person when you're here. As far as the motorcycle license, I had a license in the United States, so I used that license. I used my license and got a license here, just recently actually. But your driver's license is good, I think, for 90 days when you're here, so you can drive on that, while you're out here. Um, but legally you'd want a motorcycle endorsement to ride a motorcycle here. But I'm sure there's kind of a lot of people who just rent a scooter and that kind of deal. But yeah, that's how I did it. Yeah, great question. T Street. I'm partial to anything that shows off real life over there. Yep, especially mundane life is really overlooked by most. Yeah, yeah. The trail video is great. Yeah, nature, unscripted, spontaneous, real stuff. Yeah, brother, that's me, man. That's yeah, that's the kind of stuff I'm always putting out. I just unscripted, just kind of walking around either the street. I really enjoyed that hike though. That was it was hot, man, especially when the sun came out. Phew, it was hot in that. You'd think with the shade of kind of the forest and stuff, it wouldn't be so bad, but man, it was sticky. Yes. Yeah, she's here. She'll be around in a second after she's got to get her food. She's what, like 47 kilos, 46 kilos. Me, on the other hand, man, I'm blowing up. I gotta get back to running, eating all these. Joe introduced me to these JHO donuts. JHO? Jayco? So JCO, Jayco, this donut place, and they have these donuts called the Al Capones. Ooh, man. They are magical. They are magical. They're so good. And then a buddy of mine, John, he introduced me to this place called Treat Street. It's on the second floor of Ayala, outside of Roofstones, or yeah, second floor of Ayala, outside Roofstones, and it's they have an avocado cream, and man, that is really really good. So yeah, between those two things, I think I put on some pounds. We were over at our buddy's house watching the Formula One race, the Singapore race, and Joe and I brought over a dozen of those Al Capones, and we knocked those out. Oh, that's funny. All right, did you guys check out Ecus Food Haus yet? No, what's that? You know what that is, Joe? Okay, it's an eatery near here. All right, I'll have to check that out. Thanks, man. I appreciate that. We'll look at that. Yeah, no worries, JP. Dude, that's what we're doing here, right? That's the whole purpose of these lives, to deep dive into questions and talk about what's going on or whatever, right? So no problem, brother. Just don't tell Mike about your funny thumbnail. Yeah, right. Oh, he's a character, man. Yeah, it is really great. It's so cool meeting with, honestly, the YouTubers that I've met in person, the guys that are creating. It's just so cool meeting with them. They're all great. Even Scotty. I'll be honest. I kind of, so I watched Scotty. I mean, dude, I watched Scotty from the very beginning. I watched him when he was in Korea, and I remember when he started his channel. He and I were going back and forth about stuff. I mean, dude, he had less than 100 subscribers, and then but I'm a little bit conservative in some ways, and so some of his stuff kind of put me off. But then when I talked to him yesterday and just connected with him, he's a good guy. We're laughing and joking. So it's really cool getting close, and then getting close with Mike and Janet and chatting with them, and John Sulu, and all the guys that I've met here. And there's a ton of Filipino vloggers here too. So meeting with them, the girls that are up in Dano City, and yeah, so it's really, this community is really cool. And I'm excited to go down to Dumaguete and meet Paul, and maybe Mark and a couple guys down there. There's a guy that I really like, riding with Haro. I believe he's an Australian guy. He's really into motorcycles. Yeah, I'm really excited about meeting with him too. Just I love this YouTube community. Just everyone so far has been great that I've met. Cebu Underground Club for Expat and Foreigners is a Facebook group, but it doesn't post much. Yeah, Mike, there are a couple of Facebook groups that I'm in that I search that are really popular that, I think were helpful, especially initially. I can't remember the names of any of them. We've actually joined some hiking groups. Facebook is really big here in the Philippines. It's kind of like what it was in the West, whatever, 10 years ago or so. It's massive. I really didn't use Facebook much, but here, I'm on it all the time and just checking out, especially like Ayala Mall and checking out the businesses. They post a lot of their events and stuff like that on there. So yeah, it's pretty big and helpful, right? To get connected with groups and communities and stuff like that. Mike, what is a stressful life? Editing 45-minute video, you're retired, just have no free time on your hands. Yep. It's got to be really hard for you. Yeah, no, dude, I am having my best years right now. No question. Yeah, it is great, man. It is really phenomenal to do. It's a dream. Yesterday, it really hit me. I dreamed about coming here, creating this channel, creating this community, and doing groups and traveling around and stuff like that. And yesterday, that happened. It was really just incredible to kind of see that and have that take place. So I hear you though, brother. And it's fun and it's work, but I like that. I'm a busy guy. I'm not a sitter. I'm a busy, active person, and so I like what I'm up to right now. It's really cool. Yeah, good times. That's so funny, brother. Swap them on my head. I know it. Oh, never get in the way of the woman who is hungry, especially this one here. Yeah. Chris might be a new vlogger, but he still has fans asking him to take their picture. Yes, that was so funny. But yeah, that was hilarious. So we were up at Temple Alea, and this driver of one of the V hires, he was like, "Dude, can I get your picture? You look like Vin Diesel." I think he said, "Can I get your picture?" So dude, that was so funny. Oh, that's great. Yes, David. Hey, David. Good morning. How's it going, man? Yeah. Hope everything's good there for you. Oh, too wild. Hmm. Any types of videos that don't require editing are good too. Yeah, you'd be surprised that is possible. Well, that is possible as long as you don't worry about cutting out boring stuff. Also, maybe outdoor live streams. Okay. Yeah, it was really interesting because there was a video. Yeah, so like really that last video, there were several segments that I put in there that I didn't even touch. I was like, wow, this is really great. Oh, that hiking scene, that walking through the nature. I just pretty much rolled that whole scene, even though there was kind of dead spots in the conversation, but I felt like the video was just, I really enjoyed the video. I like the quality of it. I like kind of how we're walking through there. But I hear you, and I'm getting more present to that. I'm really learning. This is new, so I'm also really excited too to learn DaVinci Resolve and getting in a little bit of animation and kind of building that in with my maps and doing a lot of stuff. So no, I'm right with you, dude. In a lot of ways, with the music, with what you're describing here, I'm there. And just kind of as I explore this new kind of hobby, looking at what I can add to it, and still keeping it simple, but at the same side, trying to add bits and pieces of it as I can. So yeah, it's really cool. Yep. So outdoor live streams. I thought about that. The one problem, I need to look at that a little bit because if you look at, so one of the solutions, right, is to do the, what is it, Earthlink or Starlink, whatever the heck, the Elon Musk internet. So that's a solution possibly for that because you can do it anywhere. But they have problems with there. I don't know if you guys watch Tim K at all, but during his live streams, it flakes out every now and then, and it's because they're changing satellites, right? So even that isn't necessarily a super good solution as of now, just because whatever, every 10 minutes or so, your live stream's going to bomb for a little bit. So it's really, I think it's kind of hard. And public Wi-Fi, that's what I need to do, is find a good place with public Wi-Fi that I can get onto, or really good 5G LTE, I think would be fine for live stream. But the other challenge with that is outdoor live streams is reading the comments. I'd have to figure out a way to be on my phone live stream and then read the comment, right? be a little bit of a challenge. But I agree. If you could live stream out and be out and about walking around, yeah, that'd be fun, wouldn't it? Yeah, I agree. Good, yeah, good idea. I'll look more into that. Yeah. Bruce Diesel. Yes. You know, because of that Jollibee video I did with Bruce Willis, Coach Jollibee, I try to at least mix it up a little bit. So it's, that kind of stuff where I'm not Vin Diesel or Bruce Willis. That way I don't get totally kind of yelled at for clickbait. But yeah, that's just kind of funny. Gary, yeah, good morning. How's it going, man? Yeah, wasn't that a great time? Like, man, that was just so incredible. Driving around, going to these sites. And I've never been up there before. That was really really incredible. So I think yeah, I shot a video, so there'll be a video coming out on this. We went up to Trans Central and went up to these garden areas up there. I think we're at almost 2,000 feet, which is, I think, around the highest peaks in this particular region. So yeah, we're up there in elevation. Beautiful, beautiful day, and walked around. Yeah, that was a good time, Gary. I enjoyed that. Oh, my ukulele practice. I didn't bring it with me to Komodos. So we had I just don't have room to take it with me. So that's a little bit of a challenge. But yeah, no, it's I picked it up a couple times, but not on the road, unfortunately. So that was hard. Yeah. I watch a lot of walk and talk videos, and people do need a little to no editing, for example. Max Ingrid. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I don't, yeah. No, I'm with you. Some of my walk and talk stuff, I don't edit too much. Some of it I have to edit out just because maybe there's something in the scene that I don't want to show. I mean, there's some wild stuff that happens here. Yeah. So I have to be careful, or something gets said or whatever. But yeah, no, I get it. I'll do some more walk and talk stuff too. I like that, especially out on the streets. Yeah, yeah. No, we've done a bunch of videos like that. I feel where we did El Corso, and there's a lot of that in my videos. And it's one of the things I like about the X3 camera is I feel like it really opens up that type of content where you don't have to be sitting in front of a camera. You can just walk around and shoot and do all kinds of stuff. I'm looking to get so they came out with a new dive case, which is it makes things work underwater now. And when we go out to Mole Bowl, I'm going to be doing some underwater footage there as well. Maybe the whale sharks. I don't know. Well, if we go to Oslub and shoot that, but yeah, no, I'm with you. I'm with you. Let's see here. Is your place a studio condo or a one bedroom? Wondering what a one bedroom condo's rent would be. If that's, yeah, no, you're fine, Mike. So we're in a studio and we pay 20,000, which is a really good deal for this particular unit. And that's about average. I think it's about 1,000 pesos per square meter. So I think we're around 22 or 25 square meters. I can't remember exactly. So we got a pretty good deal here. And one bedrooms, they're around 30,000, 35. I know guys who pay 35, 30. That's about the norm. So yeah, anywhere between 20 and 35 for studio up to one bedroom. Mike, if you're really looking, you can go out to a website called RentPad, and you can get some ideas there on prices too. So yeah, and also too, in my community, right, my community section, you can reach out to Ram or Nick. I see Ram all the time. So Ram's the guy who got me this place here. You can reach out to him and email him about some ideas. Like I said, under the community tab on my Facebook page, that should be listed in one of the posts there. So yeah. Yeah, 5G would be ideal. Maybe text to speech solution for comments. Yeah, it'd be hard for me to see that. Yeah, maybe I could. Yeah, no, I could look to do that. I mean, there's decent cell signal around here, so I just need a good 5G area, and then find also too a place that's interesting to walk through, right? And then maybe see if I can use my camera. Huh? Yeah, I'll look into that because maybe I could use an external camera also instead of my iPhone camera. I don't want to be kind of like that, right? Yeah, I could look around, see what there's, see what I can come up with around that. Because I do think you're right. I know Scotty Boy's done a little bit of that, so he's done a little bit, which you know, he doesn't keep his lives up. I think he takes them down, so it's not like I could rewatch them. But I think he's done some walking live streams, and the ones I've watched though have been like, yeah, that's why I don't want to do that, just because he's had challenges or technical difficulties. We did stream once from my iPhone in Bantan Island because a hotel where they lost power like right after I started my live, like a minute. And I did stream once from my iPhone just from there. It was all right. It was all right. Yeah. Yes, Bruce Willis or Vin Diesel. I get Uncle Fester or Homer Simpson. So I tease them and I'm bringing sexy back. Yeah, get you out here, man. Get you out here. You'll be just fine, Dean. No problem at all. It's not. It's not an issue out here. And we see guys all the time that, you know, with beautiful Filipino all the time, right, Joe? We were just looking at that yesterday. Just that people here judge you more for your heart and your character. I feel, and of course, there's that element of wanting to be taken care of, but most men, like to be that kind of guy, anyways. Where that's also another bonus. So, yeah, you'll be just fine out here, man. Yes, underwater whales, dolphin, confish, coral. Looking forward to with this camera now. Like I said, they came up with a brand new dive case that fixed a lot of the issues. So from my understanding, what they do in the software is this lens and this lens, they'll shoot that and then it gets stitched together in post. But with the dive case that they had before, it wasn't stitching properly down at the bottom, so the dive case wouldn't really disappear. But the new one that they came out with really extended the lens out, so that way it compensates for how things are underwater. And the footage that I've seen underwater has been really great. So yeah, I really want to try. I actually been looking for the dive case here. I can't really find it. I might order it online if I need to, but yeah, I want to get that dive case, and then I could do some stuff in Moabole where we're out there. Maybe that sardine run, or like I said, the whale sharks, maybe in Oslo. That would be really cool as well to see those guys underwater. Although I don't know, the whale shark thing in Oslo is, to my understanding, they feed them to keep them there. So it's one of those things where I'm not sure I really support or not. Right? Do you have a planned first song on the ukulele? I tried this application. What is it called? I've got an application that I just downloaded. I can't remember what it's called, but I did download an app. Is it Ukulele? And it's basically a training app. You go through some lessons and stuff like that. So I've actually played a couple of songs on there, just by practicing the learning. But I can't remember the songs. But yeah, I've downloaded an app. I'll pick it back up here this week since I'm back in town. It's just a little bit hard when I'm traveling on the road because I don't bring it with me. Yeah, too funny, Dean. Dean or Hector, hey, what's up, man? Got here late. Filipino time, yes. How's it going, Hector? How's everything in your part of the hood? Hope it's all good there. Thanks for being here. Appreciate it. What's my Facebook group name? I think it's just called Carefree Chris. Let's take a look here. Yeah, so you can there's a link to it on my YouTube banner page, but I think you should also be able to search Carefree Chris, and I think it's out there as well. Right, Joe? You see it out there? Yeah. So I think it's out there as well. Yep. But Carefree Chris is the Facebook group name. And I post some stuff out there. Sometimes I've posted 2 videos that are maybe too long for like a YouTube short. But I feel like the content's good. I try not to replicate too much. We also post a lot of pictures out there. So like if we're kind of traveling around, but it is just kind of getting started. But I do plan on really utilizing that a lot. And like I said, to organize community events and things like that. Like we did the V-Hire thing yesterday where we rented a V-Hire, and I posted out there. I said, hey, if anyone's in town, welcome to join us. So I do plan on doing a lot of that. And one of the ideas that I've had around this too is to do a lot of stuff like that, where we do, maybe we rent a V-Hire and we go to Mole Bowl for 3 or 4 nights. We get a group, because we're meeting a ton of people. And also too, I think a way for maybe other, people who are here, a way for them to connect with each other too. And those first couple months when you're here are they're a challenge, and then I feel having the community to really help you out in those questions that you have and things like that is huge, man. I mean, I hooked up with Dan. I was probably already here about a month or two when I met him, but that was just really helpful, just having another foreigner to talk to. And he and I almost got together like every day. So, and I can't really get with you guys every day, but I can introduce you to other people who are going through the exact same thing that you're going through. And so that's one of the ideas that I have around just kind of connecting people together to help each other out in that transition. And I plan on doing that through that Facebook group. Yeah. So great. Yeah. Join up if you like. Yep. Hello, Chris and Joe from Seattle. Yes. How's Seattle doing up there? What's going on? How's the weather? You guys probably into fall now. I'm sure the Aspens and the Rockies are kicking off. You got the elk coming down to Estes Park and bugling. Yeah, beautiful fall weather, I'm sure. I think it's cooling down. I haven't really looked much at the weather. We've got Christmas decorations here up and going. We had Christmas songs yesterday. I was singing what was that song? Yeah, Feliz Navidad was playing yesterday. I mean, soon as September hits, man, Christmas, it's not really full bore yet where there's decorations up everywhere, but they're coming up and you're hearing the music. So it's great. I love it. I love it. That's so fun. But yes, thanks for being here. Appreciate you being here. SpaceX is still sending up more satellites. Yes. So SpaceX is still more satellites. So the coverage should be improving. Yeah, BJ, that's what my buddy was telling me. That's what my buddy was telling me over on Comodos Island, David. So yeah, shout out to David and Juvie. Really appreciate you guys having us out there. But he actually just got the that Starlink system, and it's cranking, man. It's cranking. He's pulling down, I think, like 80 down and 20 or so up. So he's got really great service. But he was telling me the same thing. You'll have gaps in coverage, but they're still shooting up rockets up there. So I've thought about it for travel purposes. Strapping on the back of my motorcycle and go. But anyways, yeah, no, but you're right, BJ. They're coming around. Yes, hello. How's it going? How's Ohio? You guys in the fall out there? How's the weather? Hopefully cooling down. Got some leaf changes. Yeah, we got mid late September. I bet things are changing around. Hope all is good there. Thanks for being here. Okay, cool. Yeah, thanks, Joe. Appreciate that. Yeah, thank you. Nice work. Yes. Yeah, it looks like I got some messages on there too. So obviously I'm seeing them come in. So appreciate it. Yes, thanks, Joe, for posting. HF Dusted Backpacks is the expat that's done so much for the locals. Okay, cool. The guy bought lands, built houses and CRs for so many families. Okay. And tons of foods and scholarships. Central America should be proud. Oh, that's awesome, man. Yeah. Glad to hear that. That's a great story. Oh, so cool. Yeah. There is just a lot of opportunity here for us to kind of contribute like that. So, once I, find where I'm in a better place too, and trying to pick ways that are available there, I plan on doing stuff as well. Once we can figure out how that all works. Yes. Hey, hit likes, everyone. Let's go. Yes, let's go. That's so awesome. This is great. What a dream, right? Mm. All right. I still need to try one of those avocado shakes. Yeah. So it's interesting how avocado here is used. It's different. We've got that avocado cream pie, BJ. While you're here, dude, you gotta try one of those. That is really good. And then the shakes are all right. I've had some shakes. I can't I can't get over the mango ones though. I gotta have the mango ones. You know, those are really good. But that avocado cream pie at Treat Street is that's magical. That is magical. Yes, the thumbs up. Thank you. Appreciate it. Dean, I run with the joke on how I look like Uncle Fester. Comparison buddy sense of humor by now. Yeah. Yeah, I hear you. You gotta love who you are, right? No matter what it is. You gotta love who you are. Yes, hit the thumbs up and subscribe. Yeah. It's interesting. The subscriber stuff has kind of plateaued, but I feel like it's gonna kick off a little bit here, which, whatever. It's all right. I mean, they talk about subscriber count as really just a vanity metric after you get your 1,000, but it does help. If your content is getting pushed out to more, so you have, in theory, the more subscribers you have, the more people are going to actually see your content, and then your views will go up. But high subscriber count doesn't necessarily mean successful channel. It's really about the views, but the two do work together. But it's really just kind of it's plateaued a little bit. Some of it was the difference of cameras and me just not being comfortable vlogging with a GoPro. I'm so much more comfortable with this camera, and I feel like that shows. So I was out for a month and a half without my camera, so that was a little bit of a challenge. But I think coming on here on out, things would be good. I'm really excited about motovlogging, and we had some shots going over to the lake, riding the motorcycle. I thought that I really enjoyed that content. I like that video. So yeah, doing more of that. So yeah, it's coming around. It's coming around. I have to, be a little patient with it though, and watch it. But on the flip side of that though, I am really happy with the growth. I feel like it's great, which is what you want. You don't want high growth and fast growth. It's kind of dangerous for a YouTube channel because then you got to look at why you got that growth, right? Is it based on one video and that's content you don't really create? So I'm all right. I would like to see a little steadier growth versus just kind of this plateau, but it's good. It's fine. Good afternoon. Hello from Chandler, Arizona, David. Yeah, thanks for being here, David. Appreciate it. Chandler, Arizona. Trying to remember where I've been. I've been to Flagstaff. Yeah, yeah. I'm trying to remember where all the places I've been in that area. But yeah, thanks for being here, David. Yeah, nice. Let's see. I saw Lazada having dive case for yes. I haven't bought a lot on Lazada. I need to check it out. I like to buy the local shops here if I can. There's I think it's Henry's or Harry's camera here on the third floor of Isla Mall. I really dig that shop. They have a lot of stuff there. Yeah, I'm a big fan of them. So I try to buy from them whenever I can, but I might need to buy it online. Yeah. Why you tripping? What's up? What's up, brother? How's it going there? Hope you're good. I love your icon, man. Pineapple with sunglasses. That's epic. I love it. Dude, there he is. There's Mike, Janet. Hey, Kristen, Joe. We see you soon. We'll see you soon. Nice live stream. Yeah, thanks, man. When are you guys coming up? Yeah, I think it's soon. Do you remember when they're coming up? I think it's next week or so. I know you said the end of the month. But yeah, we should be here. We got some trips that are brewing for sure. I think about you whenever I pass by a ukulele vendor in the mall. So that ukulele vendor in the mall, Wags, that's where I actually bought my ukulele. Those are really incredible. They're handmade ukes, so they're really good. Yeah, that's funny. There's a Facebook group. Where's the link? Yeah, if you scroll up, Joe posted a link in there, but you could also find it just by searching Carefree Chris. But yeah, there's a link that Joe posted up above. So yeah, yeah, and the Facebook group to me, like I said, it's this beginning, it's a start, but I'm really trying to use that as a way to interact with folks. Messengers there, and we did that. Like, so we did a post for people who are here in the city as far as we rented out a VHire and we took a bunch of people up to we went to Tapa Cebu and had lunch. We went to one of the gardens up there, and yeah, we just did a bunch of stuff. So yeah, check it out, man. And some of the stuff I'll post. We post a lot of pictures. Like if I post to Instagram, I kind of post there as well. So yeah, I'm really liking the Facebook group and how that's going to play out. but just kind of starting with it. Yes, my own Boontog, John. Hope all is good there. Welcome back to town. John was up in Iloilo, traveling up there for some work. Really some great insight on the city there. And also too, buddy, I got some feedback on our food video, and we should be doing that once a month at least, brother. Let's go. Come on. Let me know what's next. We could do the Japanese place again. We get Joe with a mouthful of the Japanese noodles. But yeah, some people really enjoyed that and thought our dynamic was really well too. So yeah, let's do that again, man. Whenever you're ready. How about a Discord group? Yeah, you're not a big fan of Facebook. Yeah, I understand, and that's something I kind of thought of. No, you're right. I could do a Discord group. I had a I used Discord a lot back in my gaming days, but and I'm part of the Discord group. I think, what is it, Legion of Men or Tribe of Men? I can't remember. They changed it to one or the other. Yeah, no, I think a Discord group would be kind of cool. I could see where, especially as things grow and expand, that would be a great option. So yeah, appreciate that. That wasn't on my radar, so thank you. Is her main language Bisaya? My fiance speaks Cebuano, so it would be nice meeting you both, having girl that speaks her language. Absolutely, yeah. No, Joe speaks Bisayan, and Cebuano is this, the same. They might have whatever slight different dialects, but they pretty much the same. Bisaya, it's nothing like Tagalog and Cebuano, right? A lot of difference there. So no, they'd be fine. Absolutely, and yeah, no, let us know when you get here, or if you're already here, look us up. We love to meet up with people, so let us know. Yeah, no, and they can definitely talk. High 60s. Oh, okay, high 60s here. Fall is coming. Can't wait to visit the Philippines in February. Oh, nice, man. Yeah, February is a great time. You're just kind of ending the rainy season. It starts to be a lot clearer. Although, honestly, guys, it's great. I'm glad you brought this up because so we're in the rainy season right now, and I like the rainy season. It's not as hot and it's cloudy. So we were up in the mountains yesterday, and it was, we had some sprinkles and stuff, but we missed the rain. But it was overcast and cloudy, so it's not nearly as hot. So yeah, this is kind of working into my first year. Been here 9 months. My first rainy season. I'm digging it, man. Although when we were in Camotes, Cebu got dumped on, right, and had some flooding. So you do have to watch out for that kind of deal. But yeah, I'm digging the weather here. Sounds like fall is coming there. Yeah, beautiful, beautiful. David, hey David, yeah, shout out to you, man. Really, really appreciate you having us out at your place, man. It's just so this guy here owns the, him and his wife. Although, yeah. Anyways, DJ. You guys, David and Juvie, have that place on the DJ's Resort. What a great place you guys have. Love it, love it, love it. Yeah, you guys need to check this guy's place out if you're going out to Camotes. And look, I invite anyone here in Cebu to check out that island. It really is. It's incredible. It's primitive, so you don't have the Jollibees, you don't have any of that stuff. None of the fast food stuff. It's just really pristine, beautiful, laid back, chill island. And these guys have a great little place there right on the beach. So yeah, thanks for having us, man. Really appreciate it. Yes, thank you. Thank you. My favorite coffee there is Copa Blanca. Okay. Man, it's interesting, the coffee here. So we did a video, John and I did that video where we went out to a place called Tightrope. And honestly, it's probably the best coffee that I've ever had. Really, really incredible coffee. And so I used to roast coffee years ago. So, and that kind of broke me of good coffee, because there's nothing like fresh roasted coffee. I mean, nothing. If you have coffee that was roasted that day and then ground, and it's just such a different level that you've had anywhere you can get. So I kind of got away from coffee just because I was used to a really good coffee. And then, but coming here and having that type of that coffee that they serve, man, it was so good. But yeah, really good coffee shops here. All right, Gary, we had a wonderful fall weather. Okay, color's just beginning. Hey to Joe, yes. Dad says hi. Good, yeah. So fall just kind of Color's just beginning there. Yeah, I bet it's beautiful though, right? All the hardwoods. We've been seeing some really amazing trees here too. It's kind of, so we're up hiking yesterday and we see Norfolk pines, big old Norfolk pines up in, when we're up in the mountains, and then discovering the mango trees and just a lot of different trees here than what I'm used to as well. But yeah, that's great, Dad. You mentioned you like the avocado cream pie at Treat Street. Did you know it was awarded Best of Cebu in 2019? You're one of the very few who likes avocado as a dessert. Yeah, man, I'm telling you, I think if anyone tried that avocado cream pie, they're gonna love it, and it is so good, man. It is just so good. I go there almost every day. Yeah, I could prove it. I did not know it won an award, but it does not surprise me. It is that good. I'll do a video. I'll do a video on some of my favorite food stuff in this area here, because there are some really stellar restaurants, good burgers, good desserts. And a lot of people talk about the food and have a concern about the food. And man, I've really enjoyed that side of it here, honestly. But yeah, that's great, Sam. Why are you tripping? I don't know about avocado shake. Does it taste? It's interesting, and my buddy John talked about that too, right? So here it's more of a fruit than a vegetable. Well, they treat it that way. So yeah, it's not bad at all, brother. I thought the same thing. I've had an avocado shake, and it's good. It's not nearly as good as a mango shake, but it is good. It is good. Yeah, it's funny. But I get it, man. But you'd be surprised, especially that avocado cream pie. I mean, that I gotta go get a piece today. Now I'm talking about it so much. Joe's like, dude, just go buy a pie and bring it home. I'm like, no way, man. I'll be 300 pounds. Oh, it was 61 here. Okay, Mexico Beach, Florida this morning. Yeah, wow. That's kind of cold for there. Huh. Interesting. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I bet you that felt nice and cool. Hmm. What do we got? We got 81 here, and it's 8 o'clock in the morning. So yeah, and the weather's pretty much the same here. Same temperature. It fluctuates a little bit, but doesn't really change much in temperature. How long does it take to get your condo internet set up? Okay, I want to go out. How many can people plan internet set up? Mike, I think you're right. So I got some guys here too that are struggling with that. So I got really lucky. My real estate broker, really, he handled it all. He handled the hookup and all of it. So I had my internet up and running before I moved in, which is rare. The two other guys that I've met with recently, they're having some challenges with their internet. One of them was told they couldn't get internet, so they had to reach out to this contact who can get them internet. So there have been some struggles with that. So a heads up on that. Well, and the other side of that too is some places have internet included. So it really does depend, Mike, on where you're going to be. And it could be a challenge or it could be easy. So just really kind of depends. I'm using Globe. There's another service. What do you call it? I can't remember the other one. I think it's done by Smart. It's like PLDN or something like that is what it's called. PLDT. So there's that. And then, of course, Starlink, which we talked about. Those are kind of the three big providers. Now, Starlink will be your provider if you're out in the provinces. Of course, you just talked BGC. So, whatever. You'd probably have Globe or the PLDT one. But yeah, it can be a little problematic from what I'm hearing. Avocado ice cream at Avocadoria. All right. I'll check that out. Nice. Yes. Hey. Too cool. YouTube wants to charge people for subs. Wow. And then they're always changing. Oh, okay. YouTube wants to charge people, and they're always changing the algorithm. More posting and more shorts help them. Yep. Situational. Also diversify social media helps. Yep. Yep. No, you're right. And if you notice, G Street too, I've posted a lot more shorts over the past month. And really what I've done, I've taken a page out of Joe Rogan, and I cut up these shorts cut up these lives into shorts. And I don't know. There's a lot of talk too about how shorts can hurt your content, but I feel my content, my long, what they call long form, right? So you have short form and long form. my long form stuff, it is, I try to keep it between 8 and 10 minutes, so I don't feel like shorts will have that big of an impact as far as taking away from my long form stuff, because my long form stuff isn't really that long anyway. So, but yeah, I'm jumping into the shorts game. I put out 2 shorts a day, and so yeah, I'm trying it out. We'll see how it goes, and it's helped a little bit. It's got me through that kind of that 9,000 hump. I was sitting at 9,000 since the end of June, so I didn't really have any growth in July or August at all. It really kind of plateaued, and now I'm starting to see a little bit of a climb now. But yeah, and I think it's because of the shorts. But there, like I said, there's some speculation of whether or not shorts hurt your channel. So I'm experimenting with it. Chris, Dustin is a young guy. He's not rich at all, but he does make it happen when helping other poor people. Yeah, he's a real humble guy. You guys should really visit him in Toledo. All right, cool. Yeah, Toledo's right across the way, and I like Toledo. Toledo was actually a place I was considering to live at one point. Yeah, no, absolutely. I would love to. Anyone. I mean, like I said, I'd meet anyone out here who wants to have a conversation or talk or meet up, and I really enjoy meeting people and hearing what they're up to. So I'd love to meet up with a guy. That sounds great. And yeah, a great human being up to some good things here. Love to meet the guy. I can tell you really like the 360, but still do a good job with the GoPro. Yeah, thank you, man. I know, I appreciate it, BJ. And the GoPro was all right. It's what it opened me up to is just other ways to vlog, other styles, and really just using the GoPro. And what I want to do with the GoPro now is use it in my toolkit, but maybe use it for time lapse, stuff like that, where I'm kind of bringing it with me and having it as just some other footage that I can bring into the video. So it was really, I think it was a blessing in that way, and then shooting with my phone too, those are things that I wasn't really doing before, just learning how to capture video with my phone and my GoPro. So yeah, it worked out, but the 360 for me is definitely my preferred camera for the style of content that I put out. Now they're thinking about charging everyone to use Twitter. Yes, I remember hearing that too. I remember Elon was talking about doing that for Twitter. So yeah, interesting. I use Midjourney AI to make my profile logo. Okay, all right, yeah, that is a really cool logo. I like that. I did some logo work a little bit. I kind of want to look at that a little bit. Maybe I will as things kind of progress down the road. But yeah, no, that I love that pineapple with sunglasses. That's great. Hey, how's it going, man? Hey, Chris, company. Ever been to Canada? If not, why come? Good vibes. Ask Joe what she knows about Canada. So I've done Niagara Falls, right? I don't even know if you really count that. And I think that is about it. I dated a girl who was from, shoot, I can't even remember where she's from. It was ages ago. I've dated a couple girls from Canada. I've always wanted to go to Vancouver. I hear it's one of the more beautiful cities in the world. I've always wanted to go to Vancouver, but yeah, I haven't spent much time in Canada. I'm not. I did, Upper Peninsula of Michigan kind of area. I don't think we crossed over. Yeah, I haven't spent much time in Canada. Joe, what do you know about Canada? You know much about Canada? No, she doesn't know much about Canada either. It is a place where I feel more Filipinos go to. I think it's easier for them to get to than United States. So there is a conversation about Canada here in the Philippines as a destination for people. But yeah, that's great. Why are you tripping? I just clicked follow on Facebook. All right, yeah, thanks, man. I appreciate that. And we post stuff out there. Yeah, we post a little bit out there. And to me, it's easier for me to interact with you guys. So the comment sections aren't really a good way to interact back and forth. I mean, definitely post comments as it helps the algorithm. But as far as actually having a conversation, it's hard for me to do that. And here's a little bit of a reason why is because when I go out, so you have this YouTube Creator Studio, and that is how a lot of us interact with the comment section, right? And there's several sort measures, but most of it is comments that I haven't replied to. So if you post a comment, I reply to it. I don't necessarily see your reply unless I go change the filter system and then go into replies with new responses, but even then, it doesn't filter. So you would think it wouldn't. So when I sort replies new responses, it actually shows my reply as a response and not necessarily your response, if that makes sense at all. So it's a little bit hard for me to interact in a comment section, like a big, long, kind of dialogue. And the Facebook group, I feel, is a great way to have that interaction. And, I'm trying to post some different stuff out there as well. So it's not the exact same stuff that you would see on YouTube, right? But it's in the beginning phase. Okay, the 22nd. All right, nice, man. Oh, a couple days. I'll see you here then. We're gonna be around probably at least through Monday or so. We've got some stuff that we're handling here. So yeah, let us know when you're in town. It'd be great. Yeah, good times, man. Good times. Yeah, too bad you weren't up for the last trip we did. We just, like I said, we rented a V-Hire and toured around. So, but we're gonna do more stuff. Philip, so now that you're in a relationship with a Filipina, how do you keep it healthy and growing in the right direction? Yeah, it's been like the exercise part in that regard has been a little bit of a challenge, but Joe and I are running together now, so that's been really great. We'll go out and do the lap around here, and just doing a little more cooking at home, and then just kind of learning about how to communicate with each other and things like that, and giving each other space when we need it, just the basic stuff, right? But yeah, no, it is interesting, I in the relationship dynamic between Western and Filipino. There's a lot of great stuff here that is there, and then just new things too to learn, right, in the area of communicating and in that area. So yeah, but it's going well. Yes, high five, Margie. How's it going? Yes, hello, PJ. Charge for the X, aka Twitter. Okay, yeah, right. Yeah, I've never really done much on Twitter. I didn't really do much on social media, to be honest, until I came out here and then started to do more, obviously with YouTube and posting. But I haven't really done much on Twitter or even Facebook prior to coming out here. A little bit here and there. Did some stuff on Instagram because I really was into photography and wanted to post my images out there. But yeah, I know, right? They start charging for all that. How many dialects are there in the Philippines? Is there one common dialect across the Philippines that's not English? So I think there's over 30 something different dialects here. And the primary one is Tagalog. And if you're in this region here, so everyone speaks Tagalog, right? But if you're in the region, they're going to speak their own dialect. And through the Visayas region, which is the middle part of the Philippines, they speak Visayan, and so they'll understand Tagalog, but they prefer to speak their dialect, and so yeah, it's interesting because I've been learning mainly Visaya because that's the region I'm in, and if I would to speak Tagalog, it would, I wouldn't say to go far as say offend, but when I speak Visaya to the locals here, they're very happy that I'm speaking that dialect versus Tagalog. So it's really interesting. And then vice versa. So if I'm on my YouTube channel and all I speak is Visayan, I actually offend, folks from Luzon and by that. So it's really an interesting dynamic. They would prefer that I speak Tagalog, right? So yeah, really interesting dynamic there within the country and how people are proud of their language, right? And that makes sense. But yeah, but everyone, most everyone speaks English, so that's another way for us. We can communicate. And one of the advantages now, they might be shy to speak with you. More likely they will be, but they'll be able to understand, like, hey, where's the bathroom, or how much is this, and I need to go here, and you'll be able to really get by here on English. So yeah, great question. BJ, not just boot, it's changed, but everyone who logs in there. Yep. Yeah. Yep. Yes. David. Oh, how far am I behind? Wow, I'm over 15 minutes behind. Okay. Just not a lot of comments, so I'm diving deep. Hold on. Speaking of diving deep, one of the things that David introduced me to about Camotes Island was it's one of the free diving areas there that is really known throughout the world. They have some. Just before I was out there staying with David and Juvie, they had this free diving competition, and I guess it's one of the premier free diving places in the world, just because of the depth and the lack of ocean current. So it's really calm. So yeah, if you're into diving and free diving, if you don't know already about Komodos, definitely check that out. If you can fly your drone around the Cantobach rock wall in Toledo, that would be awesome. Sorry, I have to go about that place again. Yeah, no, dude, I appreciate your advice as far as areas to go. Joe, you know where that's at that he's talking about? Okay. Yeah. All right. I'll have to check it out. Yeah. All right. I would love to. Yeah. Any ideas, dude? Let me know. Let me know. Better than Discord, Session, or Element. They're actually private and uncensored by big tech. Okay. Unlike the fakers at Telegram and Discord, like Chaos Not Disclosure, they don't pick names randomly. Okay. I'll have to look at that. Session, or Element. All right. Yeah, I'll look at that. And because it is something that it has been on my radar, I think, a little bit as things grow. And you're right. I do see how those community-based chats are more, I don't know if self-sustaining is the right word, but more of that, where people can interact with each other. And that's the goal of this, really, is to just connect people, get people interacting with, create a community where, you got like Jay, he gets in and, has some questions about, he's fresh off the boat, right? And hey, where do I get this and that? And, just a community of people to help each other out in this transition is kind of the goal. Yeah, it's going to ruin that platform. Yeah, I've heard a lot of people have some concerns about Twitter and where its direction. Really interesting times. I'm excited to be here in the Philippines. I love it. Oh, I love being here. Yeah. Kind of escape a lot of that. Yeah. I'm old school Londoner, yeah. So I'm no coffee fan. All right. Give me tea every time. Brother, I have some bad news for you. So I am an English breakfast guy. I kind of stopped drinking coffee. Like I said, I couldn't find really good coffee, and so I switched to English breakfast black tea, and I've been drinking that for the past, I don't even know, 5, 6, I don't even know how many years. I can't find it here. Now, I can find tea bags, but I can't find loose leaf, and I guess I could drink it, but I don't know. I maybe switch to it, but I'm with you, man. I'm a big fan of black tea, and it's hard to find here. My favorite is mango and pineapple shakes. Yes. Man, they are so good. The mangoes here are amazing. They're nothing like anything I've ever had in the West. Nothing. They're just so sweet, so juicy. I mean, I feel like after eating one, I practically need to take a shower. I mean, they're just that juicy. It's so good. Man, they're just incredible. Nars, hello. Hey, how's it going? My own Boontog. Hope you're good there. Sadly, Twitter was ruined. Yeah, it's getting, man, I'm so glad to be here. I am so glad. I could not imagine going into this next election. No way, man. I think I just, no way. I'm so glad to be here, away from all that trauma. 77 here at 7 p.m. Yeah, all right. So a little bit warm there. Hopefully the sun goes down and it cools down for you there, Mike. Avocado is a fruit. Tanya is defined as a large berry with a single seed. Yeah, yeah. It's been great, man, to have some of the foods in general here that are really kind of different. Avocados being one of them that taste. Mangoes, obviously, like we said, the fresh fish, just the dishes in general. Another surprise for me are the soups. The soups are really they're abundant here. They have a lot of different soups. And they're really, really good. I was really surprised. And I've had just this, what was the soup I had the other day, Joe? Yeah, pork bok choy. It's lammy, lammy with the noodles, and man, it was so good. I'm really surprised by the soups and the food here. Has been great. The food in general. Yeah, I mean, of course, I guess maybe I'm a little bit adventurous. I mean, I wouldn't eat balut, right? But the food in general to me has been really good. It's a little salty though. I'm not gonna lie there. You have to be a little bit careful there, but the food's been pretty good. It has an avocado and Spanish spitach- pistachio ice cream that is really good and sugar free. You can use stevia or a blender. Okay. Ice cream. Yeah, we found some gelato in the mall, which has been amazing. Uh, yeah, yeah, that's cool. JP, there are dozens of dialects. You should be fine in English. But look, yeah, absolutely right. Absolutely right. Yeah, so yeah, Dean, depends on where you're going. If you're going to Luzon and Manila, focus on Tagalog. If you're coming to, Cebu in the Visaya region, focus on Visaya. But yeah, everyone everywhere will speak Tagalog. So, and if you're planning on traveling around, I guess, and not really sure where you're going to end up, Tagalog would be good. And just the basics, right? Say good morning, good evening, thank you, goodbye or whatever. Actually, that kind of stuff is really good. Donde está tu baño? Where's food, water, water, that kind of stuff. The basics are really key. Just like, thank you and good morning. Those are really big. And I always say amping, which is take care, but I guess nobody really, that's not a common way to say that. Like a lot of people don't really say take care. But if you say a couple words, people really smile. They really, really appreciate it. They do, especially here. Yeah, Joe's laughing at me. That's what happens when I start speaking. Is everyone just starts laughing. I sound like I'm two, but whatever, man. I like making people laugh, so I don't necessarily mind. My understanding that the charge for Twitter is to have the tick mark, which comes with benefits such as being able to edit spelling mistakes. Yeah, yeah, yeah. They'll probably charge for a lot of it. Maybe Facebook starts to charge now too, right? Yeah, yeah. Lots of change, I'm sure. Yep. Mike, so you want to have a conversation? Give me your number and I'll call you and I'll tell you. Put Joe on the phone. Yes. Yeah, Mike, it was so great, brother. It's so fun. Yeah, she's much more interesting to talk to. I agree. She's pretty chatty too. Oh, she's fun. Yeah, good times, Mike. You're hilarious, brother. Band of Brothers and the Pacific just dropped on Netflix. Oh yeah, cool. Got to be careful with going on unplanned marathons on those shows. Yeah, I just watched Band of Brothers years ago, right? Okay. I'm a huge fan, and I'm glad I got this set up. I am a huge fan of Disney and the Star Wars stuff that's out there. I mean, man, that stuff is just great. I mean, they have what, 5 or 6 different series out there? Mandalorian, Obi-Wan, Anakin. What's the latest one with the girl? I can't remember. Oh, so Boba Fett or whatever. Man, I'm a huge fan of the Star Wars stuff. I'm rewatching the Mandalorian stuff right now. This is it's just great, man. Dig it, dig it, dig it, dig it. Shout out, Chris. Hey, how's it going? This is Janet. It's probably Janet, right? Yes. How's it going, guys? My own Boontog. Hope you guys are having good times there. Looking forward to seeing you both here soon. I hope you're coming up too, Janet. That'd be nice to see you guys. Yeah. According to Wikipedia, there are 130 to 195 languages depending on the classification. Wow. Is that in the Philippines? 130 to 195, or is that worldwide? That's got to be in the Philippines. Yeah, yeah. I know there's quite a few dialects. I think there's like 30 or so primary ones. Yeah, quite a few, quite a few. Mindanao speak. Yep, mostly speak Bisaya as well. You're right. Yeah, and just that whole region here south, and Luzon is pretty much where Tagalog is, and I knew that I probably wouldn't. I'm going to visit Luzon and travel through there, but as far as living, I kind of already knew before I come up that wasn't a region I'd probably live in, just because I like more rural, smaller areas. So like I really had my eye on Iloilo, Bacolod City, CDO, and of course Cebu City, which is where I ended up, and I still have my eye on those areas. But yeah, yeah. What is meant by free diving? Sorry, obviously not a diver. And me too, Philip. I've actually never done it before, but I've met a lot a gentleman. I met a lot of guys, right? But one of the guys really said something to me that kind of stuck with me, and it was like, Chris, if you don't do any kind of diving, you're missing out on what really like 60% of what the Philippines has to offer. I mean, it's a huge diving community here, and some of the best diving in the world is right here. So it is really an opportunity to kind of explore, some in some incredible areas, But so yeah, and what free diving is they're diving without a tank. They're kind of go down deep. Actually, I think Netflix did a series on that just recently, where they talk about free diving and can be quite dangerous because they're diving as far as they go, and they're holding their breath for incredibly long time. I don't know how long, several minutes, I believe, and they're just going down to these serious depths and then coming up. And a lot of these guys can black out. So yeah, that's what free diving is. I know, right? Sounds like fun. I don't do it either, but that's what it is. So it's no tank, and they got these big kind of mermaid fins that they go down, and yeah, really incredible. Not something I would want to do, but that's what free diving is. And I mean, you could do it. So that's kind of the depth stuff, but you could just free dive, too, without trying to see how far you can go down. You can just it's basically without any kind of oxygen tank, is what I understand it to be. Maybe somebody with probably a better definition can chime in, but yeah. Food videos are a go. Yes, dude, let's go, brother. Come on. I know you're tied up this week with things you got going on, and we might be out the following week, but no worries, brother. Let's it's on both of our radars, so let's do it. Let's do it. Yes, Joe the Latania. Yes, so Joe's getting a little more active on her channel too. So her goal is to post once a week, but I think for her it's mostly going to be shorts and stuff. So definitely, you guys, check her out if you're not already. She does a lot of fun stuff. She's so great. She's very really creative. As long as they have tea bags, I'm happy with. Okay, I'm happy as a pig certain stuff. I'm like you as much as I'm an English breakfast. Yeah, man, I like it. I'm a fan. I'm missing it a little bit, but I'm still on the hunt. Still on the hunt for some good English breakfast. Poor Joe. She needs to remember what he eats now. I feel your pain, Joe. Yeah, need to remember what I eat now. Oh, it's so funny. Oh my gosh. Yeah. If I lived there, I think I would take me about a year to decompress from the. Yes, dude, it's still there for me. I have not decompressed, not at all. And Joe would vouch for that. It's some part too of the wiring. You're 50 years for me, right? Of living in there and just being go, 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 go. And some of that is genetic too for me, where I've got just a busy kind of family, how we were raised. But yeah, I can still feel it. Now there's still a lot that's stripped away. Like the political stuff for me is like gone, so gone. But I was done with it. I wanted to be away from that. So that part actually is gone away. But my desire to be moving and motivated and doing things and be like go 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 is still really much there. I do like that aspect, but I don't know. It's a fine line for me too, where I feel like it can get in the way sometimes of what I really want to do, which is have a just more of a peaceful environment or peaceful life. So yeah, it's a little bit of a struggle still, but I'll get there. I'll get there at some point. But like I say, for me, it's a little bit of a catch-22 because I like that aspect of my character and who I am. I like the fact that I'm busy and doing stuff and learning and doing different things, but also see where I need to, I don't know. Like it's still an inquiry. Joe would like for me to chill out quite a bit, that's for sure. JP have been encountering Americans following other channels who've had high security clearances in the military, okay, and are moving or removed here already. Do you see them around as much? Well, those guys don't necessarily disclose what they're up to. I do meet a lot of guys, former military, a lot of guys, most of the guys, because for one, they're used to traveling, right? So they're, being deployed and doing stuff. So I think they have an easier time picking up and moving here. And two, with the retirement visas that they have, the Philippines really wants those guys here, which makes sense, because if there was some kind of conflict that broke out in the country, they've got a big base of trained professionals who are living here. So it does make sense in that regard too. But I've met, they might not say what they've done. It's funny. The couple of gentlemen that I've met recently, one of them said he was a barber, uh, and then bringing up his CIA friends. So he had my wheels spinning. Initially, when I first met him, I was like, all right, this guy's former CIA. Same kind of thing too, right? They've been wired for decades to not share about what they're up to. So it's not like they're going to come here and share a lot about what they've been up to. But yeah, I'm sure I've met a lot of this type of stuff. But yeah, and I met guys who are way up in the Department of Justice, and so yeah, it's booming. There's a lot of people coming here, man. A lot of people coming here, and it's great. Love it, love it. So what's Joe reading these days? I heard a lot of Filipinos are into Korean soap dramas. Yeah, yeah, she's into the Korean soap dramas too a little bit. Uh, no, we don't watch a lot of that stuff. But if I look back at her early TikTok stuff, it's definitely it's that kind of stuff. But yeah, yeah, whatever. Yeah, it's good stuff. So many languages in the Philippines. Yeah, a lot of dialects. I think Tagalog and Visayan though are your primary ones. Yeah, those two I would say. I mean, you have Ilonggo up in Iloilo, but even then, I think Bisaya and Tagalog being the main one that kind of everyone speaks. But yeah, those two I would say are the primary ones. Could we get Tagalog and English as most common language denomination? Yep. Yeah, Tagalog. Yeah, I would say, look, if you're coming to the Philippines, learning some Tagalog stuff, especially if you're looking to be in Luzon, right, Manila area, that would be key. Some of the words are the same, but there are a lot of differences. There are a lot of differences depending on where you're at. Internet. It's a prepaid internet that you can set up in a jiff just by a mobile Wi-Fi router. Yep, not as fast as possible, but better than nothing. That's a good point, John. So I didn't need to do that, but you could use your phone. So I went to Globe and got my phone set up right away. But I have a data plan where I use it I use it as a hotspot. So that's a good point, John. In a pinch, you could go that direction. You could use your phone as a hotspot because you're going to set up your phone like right away. So yeah, great idea. Yep, good stuff. Are there teabag versions of yeah, man, you can get English breakfast in the teabag version. You can get what's the Celestial Seasons. You can get, or the other big tea company. You can get those for sure. Yep, those are here. I'll be helping an expat friend coming here next year who will be doing a documentary stuff on his YouTube channel about tribal folks in northern Luzon. Okay, cool. There'll be a smorgasbord of tribal dialects up there. Yeah. Yeah. No, dude, that's so cool. Yeah, good for you, man. That sounds interesting. Really does. Yeah, that's great. So you get a lot of varieties of tea here in different flavors. English breakfast and Earl Grey are some of the choices. There's a lot of choices of tea quality. Yep. Yeah, no. So in the metro here, the grocery store, there is a big selection like you would have in you know, in your area too, Dean, where you could, get the tea and I can't remember, was it Celestial Seasons? They're here. The same stuff like that. Yeah, no, so that stuff is here. Loose leaf though, on the other is hard, and black tea is really hard. But if you're fine with tea bags, it's just for me. If I'm doing, three cups of tea in the morning, I don't necessarily want to use 3 tea bags. So yeah, right, exactly. Yeah, loose leaf's a little less common. It's toxic as U.S. pollen right now. Let's not forget that American elections have worldwide consequences. Absolutely. Without the China's troops would love to roam. Yeah, no, and it's true, dude. It's true, Michael. I hear you. It's one of those things where, you got to pay attention. You got to be an educated voter. But I just, man, I just wish it wasn't the way it, that the politics were more civil and wasn't so divided, and we hate each other now if we're on one side of the fence or the other. And it's just that kind of stuff to me. I wanted to kind of go back to more civil times that we have had in our elections and in our democracy. It's gotten just so toxic, right? It's just such a toxic environment. And yeah, it's just unfortunate how it's played out, and how it's continuing to go. It saddens me, honestly. But you're right. I mean, with kind of how things are, and especially in this area. But it just doesn't need to be the way it is right now. And I do hope that it changes, especially you being a young guy. And it's just, for those older guys, who have seen how it was 20, 30 years ago, 30, 40 years ago, even. It's just different times, man. So different. And yeah, it's just really unfortunate. I'm glad to be here and away from it. Yeah, and the shift in the Philippines, they can for an old fart brigade. That's right, man. So true. Oh, that's hilarious, man. Yeah, bunch of old guys here. The beach of life, 20 and the other is important. Okay, yeah, that's it. That's the other T that I've seen here quite a bit too. Yep, absolutely. Decompression from home country drama. Yes. Same thing with retirement. It takes a while to ease out of the work mind. Yes. Yep. Freedom takes a while to break in after the fact. Similar, finding your groove in the Philippines. So true. So true. So what am I going on here? Just over 9 months. Moved here early December. So yeah, just over 9 months now. And I look at how things have changed since I've been here, and my mindset and how I think of things has changed. Yeah, it's been amazing, and I still love it here. And you know, yeah, I'm still a big fan of being here. I haven't had really any issues. The things you struggle with are just minor, right? Like I'm trying to find an air filter replacement for this air filter that I bought. Those are my struggles. Like in how it plays out. Like I go to the store, I say, hey, do you have this air filter? And they're like, out of stock. They don't have. So they're like, try the other IL mall. So I go to the other IL mall, and they're like, do you have this air filter? And they're like, no, out of stock. Try the other IL malls, or try SM. So those are my problems, right? Those are my complaints in life. And I will take those any day of the week compared to my life in the United States, where am I going to get fired? All the other drama stuff, and just yeah, man, just I will take these problems any day. Funny. Yes. Hey, Scott. Good morning, brother. How's it going, man? Yeah, just subscribe to Joe's channel. Hoping to get some great hair care tips. This guy has got a haircut like mine. Yeah. Oh, good for you, brother. Yeah, it was fun yesterday, wasn't it? We should get together afterwards. Guys, we should all, for those of you guys, I think, yeah, let's do lunch, right? We're open for lunch. Let's do lunch, guys, if you guys are down. Yeah, it'd be fun. Let's grab some grub. Yeah, dude, it's so funny. Yeah, G Street. When the world realizes that governments are just human farms, they don't improve. Until then, we'll be at war with a rat race. What's really interesting too about this whole deal, because I meet people from all over Asia, Southeast Asia, Chinese people everywhere. It's just that's so interesting that the individuals, the people ourselves, we don't have problems, right? It's the leadership that has the problem. I thought it's just an interesting kind of observation. And guys from Russia and all over, right? Just it's the leaderships that have the issues, not us individuals, if that makes sense, kind of what I'm saying. Yeah, just crazy, dude. And then I'm definitely out here burying my head in the sand, and but I just couldn't, I felt like, and I've said this before, I felt like you're rooting for your favorite football team, so like an American analogy, or go Broncos, and then it or when they fail and you're upset at it. It's like it's that you have no voice, right? I have no voice in the Denver Broncos and what they do. I have no voice in who they draft and who they pick on their team, their coaching and all of that. I mean, yet I interact with it like I do, and that's kind of how I felt with it. Just didn't matter. I had no voice. Nothing I would say. Oh, write your politician. I mean, come on. What good does that do, really? You got gun violence, you got shooting, and it's just so that's where I got to with politics and American politics in general. It's just I have, it's like rooting for football. It's just what's the point? What's the point? They're gonna do what they're gonna do, and you really have no control. So yeah, I'm happy to be here away from it. Good to know, John. Thanks for letting us know. Yes. Uh, yeah. Right. Yep. Yeah. My biggest problem finding an air filter. Yeah. Yep. Dig it. I have a couple of American vets who can unalive people with their bare hands. I know it, man. Yeah, I know a couple of those guys too. Yeah, that's right. No, and it's smart for the Philippines to make that community available here. Highly trained individuals who've made a career in the military, and a lot of them that are here right now. So no, it makes sense. It's great. And I know those guys too. I know a couple of them. A lot of those guys, though, they don't. They're pretty secretive of that kind of past, especially if they've served that type of career in the military. I'm with Chris. Sadly, hair care tips from Joe. All right. Yes, I need some hair care tips. Oh, too funny. Yes, I'm gonna braid my armpits. Joe was saying. How the correct language there? How's the correct language there? Can I see a young lady and say what a pretty girl she is, or will it be beat up for calling her a girl, not a lady? No, James, you don't have a lot of that political correctness, that whatever woke or what. You don't have any of that stuff here. You can talk to people. You can be straight with people. They're not. That is not at all here. Yeah, nah, it's really really incredible that you point that out, because yeah, there's such a freedom to be here, right? To say it. Yeah, you can really just be with people, and as long as you're generous with people, right? I mean, you can, and you can be, hey, you look great, right? And or that kind of thing, and it's appreciated. They like that kind of stuff. It's not looked at as you're degrading them or any of that. It's just not even here at all. Not even close. Yeah, great question. It's something that you've kind of represents for me as one of the benefits of being here. You can be with people. You can acknowledge them for who they are, and you don't get your head taken off. You can open doors for people. You can be a gentleman here. You really can. Yeah, great. Yeah, thanks for representing that for myself, and one of the benefits of being here. G Street, governments create problems and keep populations dumb because of intelligent people make that wage slaves for the. Yeah, it's interesting, dude. You got good stuff, man. Where are you at, man? Are you here? Yeah, really cool. Dig it. Yep. So I love where I'm at. I love that I'm just away from it. I really am. I'm away from it, and I could have done this in the United States. I think I could have. In hindsight, it's really just completely disconnecting, going up to the mountains and becoming a hermit. I could have done it there, or moved to the other side of the planet and travel around and worry about where I'm going to get my air filter, or worry about my next trip in the Philippines and driving around and but I did. I had to disconnect, man. Just had to. I was done. And a lot of that came about that accident that I was involved in. It just like, whoa, what am I doing? Life can go by like that. And if I'm gonna waste my life rooting for the Denver Broncos and being upset about the Denver Broncos and them not drafting or whatever, is that really what I want my life to be about? Right? Is that really what I want it to be about? No way. And can I escape that conversation? I couldn't. I had to come here and escape it. And I have. And for them, yeah, I have. And gosh, thanks for presencing that for myself and reminding me why I'm here and what I'm up to. Man, so cool. Thanks, guys. To explore my previous content, I've had the same haircut as Chris. Yes. Yeah, to explain my previous comment. Yeah, yeah, I know it, right? I've had this haircut now for, I don't even know, 20 something odd years. It was in my early 20s. I think I started shaving it. I felt like Gallagher. That's before my time, but I'm youngest of four. I have a younger stepsister, but anyways, I felt like Gallagher, and it was growing back pretty quick. So I went ahead and shaved it, and I was like, I'm done with it. I'm done with it. Yeah, no, I hear you, man. I got you. Hair care tips. Number one, don't care about your hair. Yes. Yeah, yes, absolutely. That is true. And that's the other thing too. I just wake up and go. I don't have to do anything with this thing. Yes, like the button. Hey, Hex, appreciate it, man. Yeah, thank you. Thank you, thank you. Yeah, yeah. Cute cut. Yeah. New York City for now, or at least okay, yeah, that's right. I think I remember. At least it's not Cali. Yeah, good for you. My sister was in Brooklyn for a long time. I spent a lot of time in New York. So when I worked for the law firm, I had an office in DC that I would support. So every 8 weeks, I would go out to DC, and then a lot of times I would take a bus from DC down to New York and spend the weekend with my sister in Brooklyn, and then kind of fly back. So I spent a lot of time in the city. Love it, love it. Yeah, great, great, right? Yeah. Jeff, so you're living peacefully with bliss in the Philippines, but what's the two things you channel in your life? What two things you change? Oh, what two things you change in your life circle? Okay, even if it's VIP membership style and law for holding water filters for you. You know, what two things would I change? I'm still on the hunt for physical, just being in better physical condition. I think that's one thing I'm still kind of trying to change. Um, yeah, not too much. Yeah, not too much. Just that kind of deal is still kind of my hunt and goal. Just not kind of where I'm at physically. I feel like I've got setbacks a little bit in my running. Still trying to incorporate with travel and exercise. So, but yeah, I mean, dude, those are no problems, right? Those are no problems to really have in comparison of what I was having there. Yeah, no, really cool. Yeah, I hear you. It's very easy to talk to the ladies there. Yep. You can see Chris and Joe at the restaurant and say hi, Chris, and have him go get you a drink and have a seat, talk to Joe. Really nice guy. Yeah, I mean, people are approachable. I think you still have to be careful though in your approach. They're not used to they're not used to people walking up to them and saying whatever, right? They're just not used to that. So you really want to be like if you walked up to a girl and just asked for her phone number, 9 times out of 10, you're probably going to get a no. And if she does say yes, it's probably not a girl you want to really hang out with, anyways. So you do have to be a little bit careful, but they're sweet, they're kind, loving. Not even the women, everybody, the men and the women. They're just a really, really caring culture for the most part, and I like that about this culture here. Real friendly, also really curious. They're really curious about us. This Western culture, the American culture, is a big imprint on here. So when we come over as Americans, they have this curiosity about us and really want to connect with us, men and the women. So yeah, but it's I love being here. Really beautiful place. I'm glad I went here instead of some of the other areas like Central America, South America. When I was looking at like Bogota or Medellin, or like Panama, some of those areas I kind of was looking at Mexico. I'm really glad I ended up here, or even Southeast Asia like Thailand. Now that I am here though, I do plan on visiting Thailand. I still want to go to Bangkok. Bangkok was the destination initially. I still think it's a great destination for people. But so there's places in Thailand. I want to go to Vietnam. A buddy of mine, Ryan, shout out to you, Ryan. He was telling me about the visas now that are for 3 months in Thailand that you can do electronically. You can, get it, you can apply for a 3-month visa there, which is huge. I think that changes, a lot of stuff to go to Thailand. I want to go out to Da Nang and did I say Thailand? I meant Vietnam. Sorry. There's a 3-month electronic visa you can do for Vietnam. So that's big on my list to check out while I'm here. But yeah, really happy to be where I ended up. versus, all the options that are really there for us to kind of go to. John, there's a good free diving facility in Moncton run by expats. Okay. I've trained there once. All right, sweet. Yeah. 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 There is some diving out here. Yeah. In Moncton. I haven't really explored a lot of it. I plan on, I think I'm going to get certified in Moalboal. I think I'm going to do it out there. Yep. Geez. The best thing for physical fitness is walking for extended period of times. Okay. I know that it sounds impossible, but it really works. And I'm not just saying do more walking and talking. I'm just saying that. Yeah. And it's interesting because I haven't done as much walking as I did when I first moved here too. I mean, guys, there was days I'd walk for like 3-4 hours. I walked like 25,000 steps one day. No, and it's just great too for us being here, learning the area, learning the neighborhood. And Cebu City, it's a small town. It's not really a big town. I've walked most of it, honestly. I mean, not in one day, but I'd get out and walk north, get out and walk south, and that kind of deal. And no, but you're right. I enjoy getting out, walking, and running. To me is also, I've enjoyed that too, and I've had a lot of impact on that. But with Joe, one of the struggles that we've had is how do we strength train? Because I love strength training. It's been something I've been doing for years. I love the impact on me physically. I love feeling strong and vital, but I like how you continue to burn calories even while you're sleeping. So there's really some great benefits of strength training. And that's kind of where we've struggled a little bit, just because the gym here doesn't really have a lot of equipment. The Anytime Fitness that I'm a member of, I can't really bring her as a guest, and I don't really want to pay for 2 memberships because that's, an extra $2,000 a month. So that's kind of a little bit of our challenges, but we're making it work. I think we're getting there. Yeah, we're getting there. And really, it's just around travel too, developing good strategies when we're on the road to kind of maintain. So yeah, because I still like to eat whatever the heck I want, but then exercise to kind of pay that off. And yeah, I'm getting to a place in my life where that strategy isn't working so well. So I need to exercise more so I can still go and have my avocado cream pie every day, right? Oh man. Yeah. See, those are my challenges here in life, you know? Xflex, what's your daily diet like? Speaking of which, is it mostly cooking or eating out? What are the veggies? Thanks, love, for the live shows. Yeah, no problem, Hex. So, daily diet, we're starting to cook more in the house just as a budget saving measure, because there's 2 of us, on the budget now. So, and that gets really expensive eating out. So we're trying to eat more at home. So what that looks like is breakfast. We'll typically eat breakfast at home. We'll have oatmeal at home, or we do eggs and rice and some ham. So that's typically the breakfast. I've also kind of branched into some cereal. So I used to eat cereal at home quite a bit, but because of the milk is a little different here. But I've tried the box milk, and it's not bad actually. I've tried it. So that's kind of the breakfast. And lunch, we've been eating out a lot for lunch. So we'll go out to these lunch places, and still something, same kind of thing. We'll eat rice, we'll eat chicken, we'll eat fruits. We try to keep healthier places. There's a really great place called Kenny Rogers. Love that place, man. I'll do a video on that. It's fast foodish, but it's pretty good. So we'll do lunch around the mall, and then we started doing some dinners here at home. So Joe will cook some dishes and stuff like that, but we still kind of eat out for dinner too. But yeah, so that's kind of the plan with that, and we'll eat whatever. Like, I'm trying to think what we had for our meals yesterday. Even oh yeah, so last night I went to and had like a Philly cheesesteak for dinner. We've got a couple of places that we've liked for lunch, but it's rice and chicken. Rice and chicken and fish are a big part of what we're eating here. But yeah, great question, Hex. So Mark T, the bum. Yes. Oh my gosh, I did see that. So Mark T is a kid. Well, good for him, right? I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's it's got to happen a ton here. You've got an older guy with a younger girl. Joe and I. Obviously it's a dynamic here that we're just not used to. An older guy and a younger relationship, and kids are gonna get involved. I mean, my thoughts on that. I mean, what good for them. Fundamentally, I mean, that's what's there for them is, great, good for them. And I hope financially, my only concern around that would be financial, right? That he's prepared, and it sounds like he did that conversation about Social Security and how that could kick over. So, I mean, good for them, right? I mean, that's kids are great. I love kids. Yeah, but you're right. Some concerns around financial, like you're not going to leave a woman and a child in a financial disparity, right? That would be my one concern, and I think they've addressed that. He's a nice guy, but not sure. What do you think when he comes back? The CS gone, bike's gone. Right, right. Oh, dude, you're killing me. Like, so funny, brother. Yeah. Does YouTube demonetize content that shows the whole pig on a spit roasting over charcoal? I don't know. I don't think so. Speaking of which, I forgot to turn something on here. But yes, I don't think they do. No. Yes, on. Turn that on. I forgot to turn on monetization for this video. I don't know if that means they will kick off commercials in the middle of it or not. Anyways, I don't think they would. So YouTube is pretty sensitive about the content that you put out. You got to make sure that you're not, putting sensitive content out there. But I haven't heard of that. I don't know. That's a good question. I'm not sure. I haven't had any monetization issues. I had one or two videos that I did where they were picking up background music, and that was a challenge because you don't know. I didn't know until I actually already had the video posted and all that. I mean, I don't. So I upload videos and I upload them so that they're unlisted. So and then they'll do their checks or whatever, and then whatever a day or two, or else I've been starting to schedule out a lot of my videos so that they're coming out a day or so after they're up there. But some of the challenges around that is I've posted videos and YouTube will be like, hey, there's a copyright problem with this. There's some background music there and then that's the challenge of trying to delete the video and then go back and either try to a couple times I've uploaded like cheesy music in the video so that way it covers up the copyright stuff, or just delete out the portion. But yeah, I haven't really had any issues with demonetization on any of my content too. Plus, I don't really show, like I'm not filming in Angela City and that kind of stuff, right? So yeah, I haven't had any issues. Philip, how long do you need to exercise to burn off the avocado cream pie? I don't know, man. Probably, a good 20 minutes or so. It depends on how many I eat that day. If it's just one, I think a normal routine's good. But if I have two pieces, actually, I've never had two pieces, but yeah, it is. Oh my gosh, it's so good. Now I'm talking about it. I will do a video on the avocado. I mean, it is so good, guys. And if you are here, like the gentleman pointed out earlier, it won 2019 award. I mean, it is that good. And shout out to you, John, for introducing me to that. But yeah, that's hilarious. Yeah, man, you guys are gonna have to try it. It is that. I actually feel sad for my dad who won't be able to come here, and because he's older and he won't be able to come here and experience, because he loves that kind of stuff too. Maybe we'll try to find a way to get him a piece of pie back to the United States. But it is that good, man. I'm telling you guys. Let's see. Yep. Hey, Chris and Joe from Albuquerque. Yeah, nice, man. I've been to Albuquerque. Beautiful. Used to do a lot of work in Santa Fe. The firm that I work for had an office in Santa Fe. So I'd be down there a lot. The Balloon Festival, I believe, October? So yeah, very familiar with Albuquerque. I have actually a really good friend who lives in Albuquerque, or used to. I'm not sure anymore. But yeah, hey, Chris and Joe from Albuquerque. I hope to be there next month. Okay. Meet up with you two and trying to remember the loose leaf tea. Yes. Yeah. No, yeah. Let us know. We should be around. We've got some trips coming up. So, we do stuff here and there, but we'll definitely be around. Reach out on the Facebook group if you like. And that's a great way to kind of coordinate stuff too. So yeah, look us up for sure. For sure. Physical fitness, walk barefoot on the long beach. It has always been a struggle for me. It sounds like you need Chris in the gym time away. Yeah, maybe. Yep. Yeah, possibly. Then come home to share some amino acids. Yeah, maybe. Yeah. Yeah. No, I hear you. Some really kind of I say the travel is the biggest roadblock I feel for me maintaining the level of fitness that I want, or me having the growth. Just how do you travel on the road? And we had a victory in that, right, where we did go for a run, but we're there for a week and we ran once. Yeah, three would be two. Another one other time would have been ideal. So just getting a little more structured, I think, in my schedule, which is kind of a bummer too, right? In some sense of it, but not really. I'm yeah. And then also too, I think even in the video aspect of it, like the sun sets at 6, we have dinner at 6, we got this 7, 8, 9 o'clock, 3 hours where I could probably utilize that time a little bit better with some video stuff as well. And then I don't come back to like mountain of work. I kind of did that with that first video. I actually had it all the way done, which is great because we got back on Friday, and I think Saturday I posted. So, but yeah, no, I think just getting a little bit better at my scheduling. You sure that's what you ate? It looks like what ate Joe. I saw you look at Joe to make sure. I was trying to remember if I had one or two that day, maybe. Too funny, Mark. Having a child in your 60s, down 50s for that matter, I'll be getting the shots and vasectomy prior to move to the Philippines. It's interesting though. You really, it's an interesting conversation and something to think about because you don't anticipate that you'll be dating a woman or potentially marrying a woman who is at the age where she wants to have kids or is able to have kids. So it's really living where we're at. I didn't think of it, but what if you meet a woman who is in her 20s or 30s who doesn't have any kids and you can't have kids? That could be a problem, right? Because in this culture, they're very much wired to have kids. Kids. They want a big family. They depend on the family. As they get older, they don't have a lot of elderly care here because it's done by the family. So if you meet a Filipina and she doesn't have any kids, it's something to really think about, right? And their age gap relationship guys are rarely common here, very common. It's almost hard. I have not been approached by a 50-year-old woman who is interested in dating me. I just does not ever, it is never ever happened. Never happens. A 40-year-old or never. But the amount of time I get approached by a 20 to 30-year-old, I mean, all the time. I mean, not when I'm with Joe, of course, but when I'm out and about. I mean, it's just nonstop. Yeah, it happens a lot, right? So the likelihood that you're going to date a younger woman who is able to have kids and wants to have kids is really high. So it's an interesting dynamic and something to kind of consider in that area. So yeah, I'm a little person. Maybe I can make some money being a practice baby. Yeah, maybe, get out in the film industry here and do some work. And I get all the time. Vin Diesel, we were just yesterday. People tell me I could get in the film industry out here. So yeah, Charlie, come on out. You can get in the film industry out here. Hello from Taiwan. Hey, how's it going? Yeah, I flew through Taipei. Beautiful there. Hope all is good in Taiwan. Thanks for joining. Thanks for being here. JP, YouTube just totally shut down a small new XBot channel for a cockfighting video. Just a heads up and doing stuff like that. Okay. Wow. Okay. Yeah, thanks for the heads up. Interesting. Shut the channel down. Whoa. Okay. I guess you got to be careful. Man, interesting. That's surprising. I guess not surprising, but concerning. Wow. Yeah. Pull my old ass out of retirement. We'll be able to pay. Yeah. Well, all right. Good. You're out of retirement. Oh, too funny. I have a feeling I might eat more than one slice of avocado pie when I come. Dude, it is hard not to tackle the pie. It is just so hard. Joe's no help. She's like, just go buy a pie and bring it home. I'm like, no. And the other thing, like I was talking about earlier, those freaking Al Capone donuts. Oh my goodness. Those are also amazing. Yeah. Yes, you Dumageddon. Yeah, no, I'm not in Dumageddon. I'm actually in Cebu City. Yep, I've been in Cebu City the past 9 months, and I haven't been down to Dumageddon yet. but I plan on getting down there. I'm in all right shape. All right. I got a little bit of extra fat around my belly, but I'm okay. I mean, yeah, I feel like I'm all right. Definitely not where I want to be, but I'm not too far off either. It's harder as we get older, right? I don't, it just takes a lot longer, to kind of get there. And when I was in my 20s and 30s, I didn't really have to do much. And if I started running, 2 months of that, I was in rock star shape. And here it's more like takes 6 months to kind of get to do anything. And if I have any setback, I'm kind of right where I started again. So that's kind of the thing as I'm getting older. Yeah. Setback. What am I looking for? Like sorry, hold on. Wet my whistle. 2 hours, 2 hours and 2 minutes. Mm. All right. What am I looking for? Like and I forgot to do one thing in this live. So, anyways, what am I looking for? Right now the only thing I'm looking for is an air filter for my doolally. What else am I looking for? Health, vitality, air filter, English tea. Just whatever's coming to my mind. That's about it. Yeah. But the Americans there are some Westerners here, but not, you know, it's a bubble here, but it's not bad. I've actually really enjoyed meeting, other foreigners here and hanging out. And then, you can get out of that bubble too if you want to. You don't have to travel far here in Cebu to get out of the expat bubble. Yeah. There's not so much, on YouTube, they'll talk about the drama and that, but there really isn't a lot of drama in the city and that goes for Dumaguete as well. I mean, it's not like you go to Dumaguete and you'll be a part of the YouTube drama. There's YouTube drama. It's other YouTubers, trying to get views and stirring stuff up, but there really isn't drama in the cities, that's there. As long as you're not a YouTuber, you'll be free of that. Yeah, that's funny. Never heard of avocado cream pie. Sounds interesting. I'm guessing it's a Philippines dish. I've seen sailboat channels demonetized for killing fish the wrong way. Interesting. Okay. Yeah, I really appreciate the heads up, guys, on that kind of stuff. It hadn't occurred to me, but I'll definitely be careful. Yeah, avocado cream pie. Avocado. They have avocado shakes here. Like my buddy John was talking about, they treat it like a fruit here, versus us with guacamole like a vegetable. So it's yeah, you have it in shakes, you've got it pies. It's really, really, really good. Really good. Good. But you've been here in the Philippines for 30 years? Okay. Yeah, cool. Yeah, yeah. What part of town are you in? What part of Cebu or what part of the Philippines are you in? Age gap. I'm 69 and what? I guess I'm becoming a dinosaur. Oh, that's funny. Yeah, yeah. Dude, it is really age gap is really common here. Really, really common. You'll see older gentlemen with, 20-year-old relationship, and it's not a problem. And the families don't mind, and they don't really look at age as a factor why you can't be with each other. They look at who are you as a person? What's your character? Who are you like? That kind of stuff. And there is some stability in that as well, right? They see an older gentleman, they're like, oh wow, both the partner and the family see the older gentleman as someone who's stable, right? And a lot of us have kids. I mean, what would you want for your kid, right? Your son or your daughter? Oh yeah, you want them to find a good partner, someone who they can to help to take care of them, to help them in life. So it's natural for a family to want that also. So they don't look at it as a bad thing. They look at it as, oh great, my daughter's going to be taken care of, that kind of deal, right? Or my son, whatever, right? It's not looked at all like it is in the West, not even close. And yeah, it's just a different culture in that regard here. How did you survive the 20 plus hour flight? Oh, so a couple of tips around that, right? Great question. Yeah, so I flew from Denver to LA, and then LA to Taipei, and then Taipei to Cebu. So, um, so the flight from LA to Taipei, that was what, I didn't even know, 12 or 13 hours. And two things on that I've done differently that worked really well. One, I got an aisle seat. And what that allowed me to do was to get up and move around because I didn't sleep the whole 12 hours, and I don't think any of us do. But getting an aisle seat is key, really, really key. Because like that allowed me to move, um, and then flying at night was also a bigger deal. So I left like LA like at whatever 10 o'clock at night or 11 o'clock at night, something around that. And that was also big because then I felt like it was natural time for me to go to sleep. Now I didn't sleep. I don't think I slept more than 4, maybe 6 hours, but I got that in like pockets and stuff. But just those two things. Like when I got up, I could walk around. And then I sleep going at night where I got a little more natural sleep. And then when I got here in Cebu, I felt okay. Like I didn't felt like oh yeah, I got 8 hours of sleep. I feel great. No, but it wasn't like I was up all night either, uncomfortable. And, being to move around, got some blood flowing and things like that, that really helped too. So those are two big keys to me. And then if you can avoid Manila, I would. Now, if you're flying to Manila, you obviously can't avoid it. But if you're flying to like Cebu or somewhere like that, see if you can route outside of Manila. And it's not that it's bad. It's just, it takes you a while to navigate Manila Airport. It really will. And if you do need to fly through Manila, give yourself like 2 hours minimum in Manila. You're gonna need it to get to gate to gate because you're more than likely you're going to be flying into an international, but you're going to be flying out domestic. So, yeah, you're going to need a lot of time to get around that airport. So that's my coaching around flights in general. Um, through coming here to the Philippines. And then I flew Eva Air, which whatever. I think there's some airlines that might be a little bit better, but Eva Air was fine. Not surprising at all. Those things are bloody. Yeah, I haven't seen any of them. I have not seen any of those. Yeah, Joe. Joe made a comment. I'm trying to see how I want to word it. I was like, Joe, so we ride by them a lot, especially when we're out on our journeys. Like, oh, what are all these scooters doing here? Oh, it must be a cockfight. So she was like, hey, let's go check it out. She's like, no, I don't, I don't want to see a bunch of drunken whatever man or whatever. So it was kind of funny. Some other comments about that she's like, but yeah, I've not seen one yet. I've not seen one yet. Yeah. Yes. Yeah, no, dude, I'm doing well. I am. Actually, these are really my best times, I say. They really are. I'm doing really well. Yeah. No, things are good. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I really am. I'm loving what I'm up to, and I just had to get away from kind of the drama of the West and just start over here, and it's going great. It's going great. I'm a huge fan still after 9 months of being here. Mm. All right. If I bought the whole pie, I'd have to bring it back. I don't think I'd get back to the house, right? If I bought the whole pie, that thing would be gone, and probably if I bought it in the morning, it'd be gone by night. Personally, I prefer the matcha donuts. All right, I'll have to try those. And do you know the ones he's talking about? All right, all right, I'll give him a shot. Thanks, JP. Appreciate it, man. Yep, thanks, guys. Brit in the Philippines with a $600 budget, already have 2 kids. I'm sure Chris with a bigger budget can do that. Yeah, Brit in the Philippines with a $600 budget. That's pretty low. That's pretty low. Yeah, yeah. No, I think I'm between 2 and 3,000 is my budget. So yeah, we're trying to actually cut back and try to save a little bit and eat more at home. But yeah, yeah. No, I mean, and it also too depends on where you're living. If you're living in the city, if you're living in these bubbles, it's a lot more expensive than being out. Even just getting out a little bit. Yeah. Yep. Upgrade from economy class. Yeah, if you can afford it, that's another tip. I've got buddies that fly business class. Now, granted, that's like a $3,000 ticket, but that is the way to go if you can afford it, because then you're laying down. You got really a bed. That's the way to go if you can. Yeah, that's why we're asking you. Yep. Yeah, Cebu. Okay. Yeah. Oh, you're here in Cebu? Well, look me up, dude. Seriously. We meet a ton of people all the time here in Cebu. So reach out. We'd love to meet up. I got a Facebook group. That's probably the best way to get a hold of me. If you look up Carefree Chris on Facebook, reach out there, and love meeting people here. You think Show likes the man with a little more a whole? Yeah, no, she does, man. She comments all the time. She uh she likes the belly, and a lot of girls do. It's interesting, right? I mean, there's that whole the dad bod thing, and they like that. Yeah, no, but you're right on. You're right. You're right. Yeah, Clark Air Force Base. Okay, I have not been up to uh, Clark Air Force Base. That's in Luzon, right? I have not been up in Luzon yet. Probably be a while before I get up there. I'm 64. I've met a very nice lady who's 55, and I'm looking to close and looking close to Cebu as a government job there for 30 years has been very helpful. Dude, that's great, man. That sounds awesome. Yeah, good for you, brother. Yeah, that's great. Yeah, yeah. Sort of. I met a Filipina okay, on my flight over. She is nearly 50 with no kids. I was kind of surprised. She also a career woman, so that probably plays into it. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Nice. Yeah. Nice. I think on the airplane, yeah, probably meet some people flying over for sure. Yeah. I mean, just people. They're so friendly, and it's so easy. I remember this story, right? So I was sharing how my sister's in New York. So I was visiting my sister one time. Was sitting on the subway, and just look over my shoulders. Girl sitting next to me. Nice girl, whatever. Wasn't anything. I started talking to her. And my sister, this goes on for a minute or two, just whatever, friendly chat, nothing. I'm just chatting with a person sitting next to me, right? My sister elbows me. She goes, Chris, what are you doing? I'm just talking. She goes, we don't do that on the subway here in New York City. We don't talk to people. And I'm just like, what? And here, it's very much like that. You have conversations with just people anywhere. You can talk. People are really friendly. They're really curious. They're wanting to know what's going on. So I always think of that when I think about life versus life in the West, where you can actually talk to people. As you're out in your everyday life. I've had nothing against bigger age gap, but my wife seems not. Oh, brother, that's hilarious. Yeah, I've nothing against big age gap, but my big age gap, but my wife disagrees, dude. That's hilarious. Believe it or not, many feel yes, I hear that too. Well, I think it's also a sign that of security. It's that another level that here's a guy that can obviously eat. Here's a guy who knows how to feed himself. Oh, that's hilarious, PJ. Yeah, she's she's even offended to let me stay at her home because she has two homes she owns. Okay, one of outside of. Oh, she's even offered to let me stay at one of her homes because she owns two, one outside of Cebu and one in Leon. Yep, I think told this she has a daughter and a granddaughter living with her. Yeah, no. So Mike, you bring up a good point, and one of the things that often gets portrayed, right? We got the poverty porn. It's really popular content to shoot here. There is a middle class here and an upper class. There really is, and it's not like in the West where you've got probably the majority of a lower class, but there is very much a middle class and upper class, and I shoot a lot of that kind of stuff. So it does exist, Mike. You're absolutely right. Absolutely. I'll have to learn how to make the liquor sauce so I can make pie, mash liquor is like cranky without my tea bags and pie mash. Yep. No, you can find do you have Miramite in the Philippines? I'm not sure about that, Dean, but you can find so there's some pie and mash and that kind of stuff out here. I think you might find that in the social that might have that on their menu, especially here in Cebu with all the expats and a lot of guys from all over the world. You can find cuisine from anywhere. There's Japanese, there's Vietnamese, there's some Thai. There's food from all over the world here. Yep. More kids in Filipino family as insurance and policy. You're absolutely right, and that's part of the culture here. That's something you got to look at as you're moving out here. Um, you know, It's very rare to find a Filipina who doesn't want to have kids. Very, very rare, I would suspect. BJ, I have a flight that gets in late around 11:30. Helps me a lot with making adjustment to the time. Okay. Yep. You had a flight that came in late. I just was so energized when I got here that I would just go, 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 go. And I think my flight got in mid-morning ish. Yeah, which was fine. I actually didn't really have the two flights that I came over here. I didn't have really any problem adjusting. I felt like I adjusted really well. And the last flight, like I said, I did that at night. I felt like I really within a couple days, I felt like I was pretty adjusted. But fully, I think maybe probably a week or two. Yeah. I think the pie wouldn't survive the trip home. It would not survive the trip home. It would not. Yeah, I refuse to fly. I wonder if a ship to the UK, a trip across is possible. I don't know, brother. I'm not sure on that. I know once you get here, there are a lot of options if you don't want to fly. I mean, we take ferries all over the place, mainly because I want to take my motorcycle with me. So once you get here, if you don't like to fly, you've got a lot of options. And Cebu, brother, is a good place for that because you're right in the middle. So you could take a ferry south, you could take a ferry north. So yeah, once you got here, I don't know about a boat though here. Yeah, it's interesting. But once you got here, brother, you'd be fine if you didn't want to fly. Yeah, I think a pie. Yeah, grubby fingers and yes, man, that avocado pie does not have a long shelf life around me. That's for sure. 3K budget in Cebu. Wow, you probably live like no, just we eat out a lot. We eat out a lot, and so that is what will make your budget kind of skyrocket. Is how do you do with food? So yeah, and then travel. We travel all over, you know. But yeah, I think a 2 to 3 thousand a month budget is a great budget for Cebu. You can live a really nice lifestyle here. You can have a great condo. You can, do what you need. You can travel out to resorts and because most of us, we want to get out and do stuff here and that kind of thing. We want to eat well. We want to do that. We don't, a lot of guys that I meet anyways, you get here and you want to see stuff. You're still kind of in vacation mode. So, you're gonna spend some more cash. Yeah. Clark Air Force Base is in Angeles City. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I haven't been up there. I probably won't get up to Luzon for quite a while. There are so many places I got to get to before I go up there. I mean, I do want to get up there. I do. I want to. Joe and I both have mutual friends up there in Manila. Shout out to JoJo and the folks up there. But we'll get up there at some point. But yeah, yeah, yeah. Lots of places to see here. 2 lifetimes traveling around. Yeah, guys with dad bods have more money for food, and they can run fast and they can't run fast to chase other girls. Oh, so funny, buddy. Oh man, that's hilarious. Yeah, maybe that's what's part of it. Hey, Michael, I think I'd be so excited when I visit. Yeah, even with no sleep, I'd be dancing off the plane. Yeah, man. Yeah, you are, and I was too. You get here, you get off the plane, you're like, it's just wow, I can't believe it. It's funny meeting guys who are fresh off the boat, man. I've met a bunch of them recently. Shout out to Jay who just got here from Michigan. Good kid, and it's but their eyes are like like this, and they're like, oh wow, and everything's new, and we to took him up the mountain and did some stuff, and just I look back and glance at him, and he's just looking around and seeing it all. So you're right, Michael. You get really excited when you're here fresh first time. Yeah, try looking into cargo ships. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, there might be a ship option. The good news is, like I said, brother, when you get here, there are a lot of options as far as traveling without flying. A lot of options because you look at it, the Filipinos don't travel. Most of them don't fly when they're going somewhere. So the locals are going to be traveling that way. So you've got a lot. But you can bus. If you're here in Cebu, you can hop on a bus and go down to Dumaguete, or you can get a ferry over to Dumaguete. It's a really a couple, or you can drive yourself if you have a scooter or a car. So a lot of options to get around once you get down here. Yep. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. Cool. I can swim, but I can't fly. Yeah, it'd be a little rough swimming down to Dumaguete or swimming over. But it's interesting when you get here. So the Philippines is big, but it's small. And what's the from north to south? It's a distance of what, Detroit to Daytona. So it's long. But when you're here, we were on Comodos Island, and we're looking over. It's like, oh yeah, there's Leyte right there, and oh yeah, there's Bohol or whatever, right? Or there's Cebu. So you're just looking across, and it is small, but it's also long, and if that makes sense. So you can really see all over the place. Does Luzon cover Angeles City? Yeah, so Luzon is at Northern Island. So you got Angeles City, you got Manila, you got what, Baguio or whatever. So Luzon is that area. I can't remember all the islands. So we're part of the island that Cebu was on, is the island of Cebu. But then you got Bohol, you got, oh, actually no, you got Samar, you got Leyte, you got Negros, you've got, what's the island that Iloilo is on? Yeah, I can't remember all the islands. You got Negros, Cebu, Leyte, Luzon, Samar, Mindanao. There's an island that Iloilo is on that I can't remember it, but those are some of the main big regions of Cebu. Maybe someone could comment what that island is, or I could pull up my map since I'm pretty much caught up on comments here. 1 second. Yeah, I'm just looking at my map here. What the island of Iloilo is. Jonathan would be mad at me. He is in Ilonggo. Yeah. Panay or Panay. So yeah, that's the island of Iloilo is Panay. So those are the main islands: Panay, Negros, Cebu, Leyte, Luzon, Samar, Mindanao. Those are your major regions and main islands. Yeah. Good question, Dean. It might require a working list on the cargo ship, but I wouldn't know where to start in terms of cargo ships. Yep. But I hear there are no ferries from places like Thailand. Yeah, I could see where that might be a little bit difficult to take a ferry outside of the Philippines. But once you're in the Philippines, you can travel by ferry very easily, and it's common. Like I said, that's how most Filipinos travel. They don't necessarily fly. See where are we at here? 2.5 hours. You and Joe seem so happy and open, but I wondered if y'all ever think about safety. Yeah, yeah, I get what you're saying. Yes and no. I mean, I think about it a lot. Like I don't shoot my unit, like where I live, what floor I'm on, that kind of stuff. For the longest time, I really kept where I was at a secret, and I still kind of do. I shoot videos in different locations, kind of deal. Um, yeah, I mean, it's there, but it's not. As far as letting people know where I'm at, I do think about it. I don't give, like I said, exact locations, especially while I'm there. My content is like post, simply because it's hard to shoot and then post videos right away. So like the Komodo stuff that's coming out, I mean, I'm back in Cebu, right? So um, it's there as a concern, but it's also too, I think, avoidable with just a little bit of common sense as far as safety. I mean, the other thing too that's around safety is this area is like walking out in the street. It's not a danger, not like the West, man. Holy, it's just not even on the same scale. There are regions of the Philippines that you don't want to be in, but those are few. Parts of Mindanao, right? But it's not all of Mindanao, just certain parts of it. But the majority of the parts of the Philippines is safer than it is in the West, right? And don't take offense to that, guys who are there. It's just the truth. You're so much safer here. I've walked the streets at all hours of the night and have never ever felt threatened. The people here, it's just not threatening. Now, do things happen, and can you get yourself in trouble? Yes, of course you can. Usually if you're stumbling drunk in a bar or that kind of deal, you're going to find trouble. But I think you can avoid a lot of that too. So safety is a concern. It is something you want to think about. But I mean, if you live in any major city in the United States, you're already aware, and you're going to be just fine over here. just because it's not even at the same level that you have back there. So, or could I buy a crate? Yes, buy a crate and smuggle yourself in. Yeah, it's an interesting question, brother. I don't know the answer to that. There might be some options. You probably want to dig a little bit, but the good news is once you get here, there are a ton of options. You don't have to fly at all. Matter of fact, I've flown one time. I flew to Boracay, and even that I could have found ways to get there without flying. So once you get here, you're good. You're good. Yeah, yeah, Panay Island. Yeah, I can't ever remember that island. But yeah, yep, 924. Yep. The three major island groups are Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao. Yep. Yeah, exactly. Thank you. Appreciate that, Daydream. Yep. Luzon being the north, Visayas being the middle, and Mindanao being in the bottom. And then, within those three regions, obviously you've got hundreds of other smaller islands, but those are the regions. Yeah. Thank you for that, Daydream. Appreciate that. Fun fact, if you spend a night on every island, it will take you at least 20 years to cover it all. Philippines has 7,641 islands in all. Dude, appreciate that. I love that. Yeah. Wow. So cool, right? If you spent the night on every island, it would take you at least 20 years to cover it all. So cool. Yeah, really cool stat. Yeah, really, really love that. Chris, while watching you beat the while watching you beat the gums for 2 hours, I did as you asked and went to the start of the video and thought I had an agreement with you to start the video with Joe. Well, the problem with that, Mike, the problem with that is that Joe is oftentimes on Filipina time. So she is not quite ready at 7 a.m. She's either eating a breakfast or she's putting on makeup or anything. But Joe, you should come by and say hi. Come by and say hi, Joe. Well, so, but you're right, Mike. She hasn't started. But what we'll do, she's here. She's right here.
Hi.
Thanks for being here, Joe. How are you?
I'm good.
Right? She's here. She's doing good. So, but you're right. So one of the things I did start the video with is I created a little bit of an intro. I had some drone footage, and I'm probably not going to use in any of my videos. And I set a timer to it, or what. So I thought that was kind of fun, and that was kind of interesting to start the video. But you're right. But Joe's here. She's kicking. Oh, too funny. Yeah, thanks, Joe. Appreciate it. Disappointing. There's no Joe. Yes, she's right here. She's doing good. Yeah, I know. Safety is an illusion. I love that, right? Isn't it really? So many illusions in life. How much of it is real? Like very little, but cool. Anyways, safety is an illusion, an unreasonable expectation beyond your own two hands and your abilities. Those that steps with it are rarely at the mercy of reality. Yeah, dude, I love that. Isn't it? Dude, most of it's an illusion. Most of it is just freaking made up conversation in our own head. Right? I mean, 99% of what we think is real is all subjective. So cool. I love it, dude. Dude, you got to come out here. You got to come out. Chris, all Filipinos know how to cook. Oh, yeah. If you ate out every day, you'd be denying Joe her tradition. She will forget how to cook. Yes. For her husband, I suggest shop at Carbon and cook every day to save money. Yeah, no, and we're starting to do that. We've done some stuff. I think one of Joe's hesitations around cooking is she likes to do a lot of the soups, which I expressed early on that I don't like, that I'm not a soup guy, but I am. I mean, I'm coming around and really liking the soups here. But yeah, no, you're absolutely, and we're doing more, and some of it too is just around convenience and being out. We meet a lot of people in town, so sometimes it's just more convenient. Hey, let's do lunch, that kind of deal. But yeah, no, we're doing more and more cooking here. And the other thing is, I mean, look at that, right? That's the kitchen, So I mean, that's the kitchen. Yeah, and we got a burner up there that we can cook. So we don't have a ton of room too, in this space that we're at. And this worked fine for me. It was fine for me, but we're gonna look to get a bigger place coming up. So, but yeah, no, it's been great, and you're absolutely right. It's a great way to save money and honestly eat healthier. You two have a wonderful day. Yeah, Mike, thanks, Chris. need some chapstick after all this. Enjoy your day, Joe, the best you can. Get all right. Yeah, thanks for being here, Mike. Really do appreciate it, brother. Yeah, I'm not offended here in Wood Green in North London since delivery last year and a half, and it's been one death from shooting, up 3 stabbings from which, yeah, yeah. And here, I just don't. Safety is not an issue for me at all. And I don't drink alcohol, right? So I think I avoid a lot of those types of problems. And we're in the house by, we're asleep by 10 o'clock. So we don't really get out and put ourselves, I think, in environment and situations where you can get yourself in trouble like the bars and that type of deal. So, and we're friendly people, and I think a lot of it too is that, we're not causing problems and we're not involved in bad situations or environment. We don't shoot our exact location. It's like telling people exactly like floor and unit and all that stuff. I mean, we have friends. I don't think anyone has been to our place, but I mean, we've made friends here, and we've been over to their house, and they'll be over to ours, and Mike and Janet and those guys, and so certain people kind of know, but we look after, we do the common sense stuff. I feel maybe I'm a little bit naive to it, but I feel like we're doing the right stuff. If anyone else has any coaching around safety measures, I'm open. I'm open. Yep. Here in the Philippines, safety is based 90. Yep, exactly right, brother. Yep, yep, yep. I agree with that 100%. It is. I think if you're, somebody told me, a lot of people have told me this. You get what you give. Here in the Philippines, you get what you give. If you're a great, honest, genuine human being, that's what you're going to get back. And that's been exactly my experience as well. You just want to have your head on you. You don't want to be, stumbling drunk in a bar, and you're going to create problems, or just being arrogant. That is one way of being that they don't necessarily like here in the Philippines. They don't like arrogance at all. So yeah, no, thanks for that, man. Really appreciate it. That's a great comment there. Yes. Yes. Hey, Joe. Everyone's saying hello to beautiful Joe. Joe the Latanya. Yes, she is incredible. She really is. She really is. All right, guys, where are we at? Where are we at? I'm getting hungry. I'm getting starving. Yes, lots of. Okay, cool. Yeah, thanks, John. Yes, only foreigners buying it though. Oh, yeah. John's great, man. What a great friend. Man, really appreciate you, dude. Really. So this guy, he's a local Filipino, and reached out, and we've just been having a great time learning from each other. So really appreciate you, dude. Yeah, I'd rather. Yeah, I don't think I've ever had it either. I don't think I've ever had it. I don't even know what it is. I'm assuming is it marmalade, like a jam? You know, is that what we're talking about? I'm just looking here, and either you love it or hate it. There's that other thing too, right? Then what do the Aussies have? They have something that they spread on their bread. Crap, I can't remember the name of that. Gmite or something like that. I can't remember. Big ovens. Big ovens, like in US, seem to be less important in Asia. Yep, well, from what I'm seeing, it's weird. I wonder why. So no turkey or ham traditions would be my guess. Yeah, you're right. I don't see a lot of big ovens either. They're around, but very rare. Are rare. And yeah, they don't. Although, have you had turkey before, Joe? Yeah, yeah. Turkey is not very common, although it's here. You know what's funny? You know what a turkey sounds like when it's gobbling? You know the turkey sound, gobble gobble gobble. It sounds like a Visayan word. That's kind of funny. Yeah, you remembered. Yeah. So every time a turkey gobbles, Joe gets a big smile on her face because it sounds like a Visayan word that part of the male member. I don't know if you can hear her over there, but she's like, anyways, G Street, what a huge oven. Yeah, you get a huge oven, largely dirty kitchens. Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's right. So they do have the big ovens usually in the dirty kitchen outside. Yeah, yep. All right, yeah, cool. Yeah, and it's more wood-based kind of stuff too, like open pit also is another option. One thing that I'm really tired of is the constant fear mongering in the news here and the West, and there have been strange people around from time to time, but the Philippines seem to mostly are happy. Absolutely right. And that is right. It's a huge fear mongering in the West and the media. Yeah, it's so nice to be away from that. And yeah, so nice to be disconnected from that aspect of the West. And here it doesn't exist at all. At least I'm not present to. And some of it just because I don't watch the news. I can't understand it. I don't speak the local language, so I'm just really away from it. Thanks for spending extra time with us this week. My favorite part of Tuesday are these lives. Hey, thanks, Michael. I appreciate it, man. And I hope things are going good for you. I hope you're looking at ways to get out. I know you're a younger gentleman looking at ways, so I hope that's coming along fine. I really appreciate you guys being here. Hey, Joe, where did you go with that gun in your right? Old Jimi Hendrix song. Yeah, yeah, really great song. Great, amazing artist. G Street, we Westerners are fed a lot of fear porn propaganda. Yep, place like Asia. It's really interesting too that we don't really have. I didn't really have any idea of the Philippines. When I first started this exploration of where could I go and retire now, Philippines was not on my radar. I had no understanding of it, and really, really wild how there really is not a lot of information about this part of the world. Or we have these limited views of it. So yeah, it's been a great exploration for me, and really the purpose of this channel too is to let people know more about it. Yeah, skip over Marmite on your toast. Yes, Vegemite. Yes, that's what I was trying to remember. Okay, it's similar. Yeah, all right, it's lovely. All right, well, guys, I appreciate it. I need some food. I'm gonna get up. We're caught up in comments. Really appreciate everyone. January 2025 is my goal to be out there. Good for you, brother. Yep. Hope you make it out soon. Do a scouting trip before. I recommend, BJ, the guy earlier. This was his second trip. So do a scouting trip. Come on out. Taco Nomad. Yes. Thanks for being here. Appreciate it, guys. Everyone take care. Emping, Salamat. And we'll talk to you guys soon. Really appreciate it, guys. We'll see you.